pirate port of Jahal Cove was a peaceful little community until Victor arrived and his vile abyssal experiments along with him. Chaos ensued, people began to disappear, the Navy came ashore, and a Yuan-Ti artifact known as the Collective One's Heart, an orb said to keep the island above the waves, mysteriously vanished. It was these events that brought together Ezra Lockwood, the half-elf rogue, Wake Scalebound, a merman monk, and Eloy, the asinine centaur bard. Through the efforts of these young adventurers, as well as some newly met companions, Victor and his abyssal threat were defeated. For their efforts, they were trusted with a task by Captain Meade, the pirate lord of Jahal Cove. They were to transport a parcel of delicate information to the other pirate lords of La Serranis. Having acquired a mimic ship by the name of Yeldon on their journey, they set sail along with their newly formed crew. Scrung, an exiled goblin prince. Red, a mage with a secret mission all her own. Risf, a kobold cleric with big aspirations. Nedra, a spunky tiefling pit fighter and Wake's new student. Onslow Green, a bloodthirsty Gatorman ranger. Ziaka, a Yuan-Ti priestess. Gulfer, a dwarven shipwright and chemist. And a guy named Pliskin. They set forth to deliver the parcel and to find the heart of the Collective One. Their first stop was Venin, an island that's inhabitants were cursed and transformed into deer by a mighty Wendigo. While on the island, Wake and Onslow foolishly fell victim to the curse. On a brighter note, they came across some new companions in the form of Calliope, the only uncursed member of her tribe of fauns, and Carbel, a gargoyle crafted to defend the island. Ultimately, our heroes vanquished the Wendigo and restored the island and its inhabitants. Throughout this adventure, young Wake had developed feelings for Calliope and offered to usher her to the next island in order to set up trade. Together they all traveled to Bolkard, a thriving tourist hub under the governance of the Asamar Calls. After meeting with the Call Prince, his entourage, and a Navy lieutenant by the name of Gore, as well as some bizarre adventures around the island, our heroes came face to face with the pirate lord, Captain Lot, and as luck would have it, he was in possession of the Collective One's heart. Lot made his tweaks to Meade's parcel, but refused to give up the heart without sufficient trade. Fortunately, the crew had acquired a map to a long-lost kingdom sunk deep beneath the ocean while on their journey. They set forth in search of treasure with which to bargain. Along the way, they came face to face with a dragon, battled a deadly Bodok, met a legion of immortal trogs, and saved a colony of unicorns. With the aid of the unicorn's magic, the crew robbed the dragon blind and hightailed it back to Lot. Finally reaching an agreement, our heroes made their way back to Jahal Cove with the heart in hand, bidding a tearful farewell to Calliope along the way. Ziaka returned the heart to her people, and with her mission complete, she too bid the crew goodbye. With heavy hearts, the team on the Yeldon sailed away toward their next adventure.
Ahoy, wonders! That'll be cut out. Welcome back to the table. The beginning of Chapter 3, I'll redo this bit, I don't care.
Go for it.
Is nigh. In fact, it's here.
It couldn't be any more nigh than now. It must be nigh.
Can't possibly be nigher. We are absolutely in.
There's that many demons now, huh?
Zito, you have a new book.
Yes, I do have a new book brought to you by the fine folks at Wizards of the Coast, Mordekaisen's Tome of Foes. Pick it up. You got some snappy new races, some new sub-races, and a shitload of new monsters to play with. To torture, I mean throw at your enemies.
Wow.
I mean players.
How much are we being paid for such a sponsorship, Ben?
Why, nothing.
What?
Just think how hard we'd be shilling if we were getting paid, Wizards of the Coast. Get on it.
We really love your products, though. Thank you.
Thank you for your awesome games.
Whatever.
They paid us in joy and fun. Fuck you.
Look at me. I get to enjoy and have fun with my friends. It's not why we're here.
Yeah, we're not here for fun. We're playing D&D.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's when you get to level 20. That's when it's about that shit. That's when your party's so jaded and grumpy about shit.
Yeah, no, it's like, look, if we aren't killing all the gods, then what are we doing?
If we are not the new gods by the end of this, what the fuck have we done wrong? Anyway, it's now time for a brand new chapter.
Yes, Zito, would you like to lead us into exactly where we are as we have left our companions.
Well, last we left our hero. Sure, heroes. Well, last we left our heroes. They started a meth lab in their boat.
It's debatable.
Okay.
It's organic. It's 100% organic.
Okay, I'll play it off for real now.
We started a hallucinogenic.
A hallucinogenic oil business.
The only thing.
Oh, so snake oil.
No, dragon oil. It's slightly better. It sounds way cooler.
Anyway, the party had just finished dropping off Ziaka after giving the collective one's heart back to him. They had finally figured out that there's now a way that they can commune with Earth, so now they know where Earth is at any given point while they're out on the seas.
Here's a hint. Straight down.
Our closest bit of land.
Still probably straight down at most points.
With that, the party now has a couple of options before them. They are tasked with at least ferrying Red to her order in Iberkal. Not to mention that Eloy has a concert to give to the king of Iberkal.
I do believe that is the most pressing thing that we could possibly do.
Followed by that, Ezra really, really wants to go to South Zealous.
I would very much like to go there. However, Ezra's a cool cucumber and he won't push it. He would just be like, oh, we can get there naturally.
Yeah, you're going to kind of throw this out there. South Zealous is, just past Iberkal.
Yeah.
However, none of the pirates want us to go to South Zealous.
Yeah, none of the pirates want you to go there. Well, to be fair, their opposing faction, the Leisuremen, the Navy, is stationed there.
And we may or may not have the most top secret of pirate plans to ever grace the
Hiding under Eloy's bed.
It's in my bed, thank you.
All right, hiding under Wake's bed.
Yeah.
All right, so here's something I need to ask the captain.
All right. I'm listening.
Are we treading the same waters going back to towards Iberkal, or are we going a different route this time?
Ezra would suggest going back the same way we came because we know that route. We know what to expect. Going other ways could provide more danger or more watchful eyes than we want to get the attention of.
Alrighty.
Meanwhile, we've traveled these waters before. We know what's coming.
With that being said, Captain, if somebody were, trying to follow us in any way, shape, or form, maybe traveling the same waters would lead them to us.
Wake, my friend, who would be following us at such a time? I feel like
they're strung with his broken fucking peg arm, and he's just with a cigarette. Oh, I don't know. The Fine Day Boardwalk Company, Mead's Pirates, probably the Leisuremen.
All these people who we have done fine
Pobs
business
Robbie.
by. All right, Pobs Robbie is maybe a.
That's fair, actually.
All right. Was anyone paying enough attention to see which direction Gore sent him in, and we can take waters in the opposite direction?
He shot him off into. I guess if you want to roll,
I was going to say Wake has Wanderer the ability to basically just know maps and directions, so Wake would have known exactly which way he fired him off.
Alrighty. I'll just say out of character for the sake of the podcast version. And then you can explain, but where Gore sent him off was off into the deeper waters, more towards the south end of Bolcard. So you don't know how far he shot him. You saw him go off in the distance, and the splash was very minuscule. So the distance must be super fucking far away, considering that Pops Ravi is a dragon.
Yeah.
So he exiled him super far deep to the south of the south coast of Bolcard.
So look, if we just avoid the south coast, Povs probably won't be around us.
Then may I make the suggestion that we sail further north than our normal course? Seeing as how we have to... If we look at this map here, Captain.
Right.
If we sail back at least this way, we can get our bearings by the Witness Tower, but then if we start sailing further north from there, we'll hit Iberkal rather than Venin, as we...
You know what?
You could coast off right as well, which is a port town.
You know what? You present a fine option there, Wake. I'll allow it.
But I mean, if we wanted to stop by Venin, I wouldn't necessarily mind, of course.
I mean, yeah.
Aw, do you miss being a deer, buddy?
Sure.
Is
Sure.
that the thing you miss?
Yeah, that is the exact thing I miss,
Okay.
Eloy.
All right, gentlemen.
Speaking of which, did I ever get my Firebird from my Fire Seagull?
Not yet.
Wow, it's been a month.
Well, we haven't sailed back.
No, you
there.
haven't sailed back in a month.
Oh, okay.
It took you a week to go back.
Gotcha.
And now...
I thought it would come find me out on the seas when he was done.
I thought we agreed we were gonna go and pick
No,
it up.
you were gonna go pick it up.
Ah, okay.
Because we didn't want it flying out by itself.
He gave you the option to let it go to you, but it also is not the most inconspicuous thing ever. So a giant flaming blue seagull flying off the side of the ocean, that might raise some eyebrows.
Makes sense. Until then, I can just use the, what was it, the rock postal service that you were talking about? The one that the one that just uses birds as carrier
like a
pigeons?
carrier pigeon
Yeah.
one?
Okay.
And when I mean rock, I mean giant fucking
yeah.
man-eating birds.
Yeah.
Or
Why
a
you can't
sea.
stop them?
They'll get their rain, shine, no man will stop them.
Rain or shine, maybe a couple extra corpses on the way.
Ah, my package came with an extra torso. Thanks, Rock.
I only ordered one torso.
All right, gang. So, if you guys don't have any fluff you wish to commune with any of the passengers at this point,
Actually, I do. A week late.
Okay.
Hey, Risp, you still got any of those scrolls to remove curse?
oh, I've pocketed at least 4 of them.
Dumb question. You probably already thought of this. Would one of those help Pliskin?
No,
Okay.
no,
I think it's a deeper curse, possibly.
no. These actually are these are lesser forms of them. There are greater versions, but that is something I neither have the money nor the components for to actually write down. Plus, I don't know it myself.
Okay, I figured it was something like that. If it was that easy, I'm sure you would have thought of it before me. I just wanted to make sure that it was established.
Meanwhile, Ezra just looking over at like Red or someone. Pliskin's cursed? What's this about?
The
You talking about the shark thing? I thought that was just like a thing he was born with. Man,
well, and
I'm
also
not
think,
paying
and
attention.
Pliskin's just sitting there. I'm right here too, by the way.
I'm sorry, you always seem real sore about it when I bring it up. I didn't want to.
No, that's fair. And also, if I had all the money in the world, I would pretty much just go to North Zealous and buy probably a copy or find someone who can do that. But it's a very, very pretty penny, and you have to know the certain right people to actually get someone to agree to do a ritual like that. Medicine in North Zealous is not exactly cheap, magical or otherwise.
Topical.
Well, I know how to wheel and deal, so maybe if we get there, we might be able to find something for you, Pliskin.
That would be great. Kind of tired of ripping holes in the middle of the ship every time there's a full moon.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe if you paid the fuck attention.
Captain's
thought about-
mind is heavily divided.
We thought about making his room out of iron.
That...
Then you need to feed me iron.
Let's go get him iron.
I don't like being lost in a loony bin scenario, Captain. That sounds kind of uncomfortable.
If you don't see the full moon, are you affected by its power?
As long as he's not within the light of the full moon, it doesn't work.
Bloods rays.
So here's the thing. I mean, we kind of have a general idea of the phases of the moon, I assume.
I mean, considering none of us have gotten eaten by a shark yet.
Why don't you go? If you want to test that, why don't you all roll intelligence check?
I'm in.
12? Do I know the phases of the moon and the order?
I
in
got a
which they
12
go?
as well. Do we?
18.
You know that the moon is round and it's not made of cheese and it hangs in the sky at night.
All
Can't
right.
prove that. Have you been?
We know it.
Okay.
Why,
Might not
yes,
be
I'm
provable,
God,
but we're
Lanny.
aware.
Oh, okay.
Does Eloy know anything more with his slightly better roll?
What'd you roll again?
18.
18. You actually do.
Yes.
You know that the moon changes out every week. It changes from full to new within a course of a week.
Oh, wow.
This is apparently just normal to Eloy, but that is blowing Ben Creighton's mind. The effects on the tide alone must be
However, since you rolled an 18, I will
Welcome to
also add
Los
something
Serranos.
else to that.
okay.
You might think this is strange, but being on top of Old Lady Big Rock Mountain, you may have had accounts that there's a second moon, but it's not really visible unless you see it in certain days.
So which moon is the one that matters for the sharky thing?
The
Which,
moon, Eloy.
which moon?
Right, the one you see every day or the one that kind of comes and goes?
To the rest of you, this sounds like hogwash.
Yeah.
It's Eloy being Eloy.
Yeah, this must be some weird like there must
It
be
must be like some old lady Big Rock Mountain thing.
probably some weeks there are people called the sun, the moon, or something. It's probably just some backwater nonsense.
You guys do know that eclipses are a thing, so you might think that that's what he's talking about.
Oh, maybe he's talking about it like an.
Unless you want to roll an insight check.
No.
Okay.
I'm comfortable thinking.
Mine was an 8. I'm going to assume it would have just gone the way I'm already.
Nah, you think
playing.
he's talking about an eclipse.
Yeah. I mean, he seems genuine. He's not just making this up. He's not trying to trick us. He's not pranking us with a second moon.
Simple
talk.
Eloy.
Eloy, we're just gonna say it's the day-to-day moon. All right.
Little,
that's
little
what makes
did you
sense
know
to
that
me.
Eloy has eyes on the inside. All right, so
Eloy, the vacuous ass.
unfortunately that's out.
Fair enough.
Did you have anything you wanted to say to any of the crew before we head out? And then we'll go to you next.
Well, my thought was just if we know what days the moon's going to be full, like we can just have Pliskin stay, either in his quarters or just not go outside those nights if we're aware.
That's what I've attempted to do, Captain, for the longest time. But unfortunately, I'm always the night watch, and I don't like the fact that every time I try to go to sleep when the full moon is out, someone likes to stalk and try to rip off pieces of my skin at night. You can't stop me.
So we'll invest in locks. And maybe we
Like
can
Grammy won't get around them.
Yes, like I won't get around them.
I trust. I know specifically you can get around them, Grammy, but maybe if he's not a shark person, you won't want to. That being said, maybe we can change who's on the night watch.
Yeah, that seems like a
The
fair
simple
a
solution.
fair solution. But you bring up a fine point, Pliskin. You being on night watch really doesn't make sense in any regard. I present a pile of straws, and whoever draws the shortest, Pliskin, you don't have to pull, will be on night watch.
That's fair.
Now, before we do this,
Okay.
give me a number that's the longest straw.
Okay.
No. Say it to me in private.
I figured
Okay.
we'd just all roll D20s and whoever got the lowest.
Okay.
So whoever draws the short straw or the long straw?
The long straw.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I have told him a number, and that number is the longest straw.
All right. Wake pulls a straw, and it is number 6.
You got the longest straw.
All right, I'm the night watchman.
Shit, that was simple.
Works out.
All right, here we go. Swoop. Did I win?
You've won the right to
Scrungus
stay
goes-
up late.
Yeah, you won, buddy. You won.
All right. I'll be the night watch tonight.
And there you go. Pliskin, you don't have to worry about having to watch when the moon is, full, and you have to live your nightmare of being a shark.
Excellent. Now, if you can't tell by the bags under my eyes, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Take a nap, good man. Love that guy.
I can never read them.
Just, I don't know if he likes me, and so I never invite him along to stuff, because I think it's just going to make things more awkward. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Do you have anything you wish to do before we head out?
I'm checking on Nedra's progress, seeing how her form and stuff like that has developed over time. Because I feel like she's almost ready for her next step of training, but I want to see how she's progressed.
Well, she's not swinging around her fists like a madman anymore. She
function.
actually has some kind of cognizant awareness of where her fists are going and not just a flurry barrage. She has tried to use that same kind of form with her bat, but she just feels it's far too satisfying to not want to just wail on things when she has a weapon like that. But she knows that you use your fists more, so she figured that she wants to focus more of that concentration on her fists more than the weapon, because the weapon seems like it's more circumstantial.
All right, so her form has improved, and she is, yeah. All right, your form has improved. I think we're ready to move on to the next step of training, Nedra.
I think I am too. She holds up her bat, and there's a bunch of A's, a bunch of B's, a bunch of C's, and then an F.
We're still working on the alphabet, but I like the way you've written them.
She carved them in there with a knife.
She did a real good job with it. They look great.
Great knifesmanship.
Great carvesmanship.
If she clocks somebody across the head, will they have a backwards F on their forehead?
Yes!
So from this point forward, we're going to focus on how to unlock your chi.
What's that? Can I eat it?
Not that I'm aware of. Tries like biting at like the film around him. No.
Only if you have more than one.
Again, probably not.
Oh yeah, that's from curdled milk and
No, Eloy, it's
Ezra just looks up from like a book he's reading and just shakes his head and just keep that one off the act, Eloy. We'll save that one. Workshop it.
goes well with wine.
Scabby turns his page and cripples.
Basically, I get into a meditative pose, and I'm like, here. Basically, you got to focus on the energy that emanates from your core, and this is honestly the hardest step, frankly. It took me a long while to get it. Me and my brothers, for a long time, tried to figure out exactly what our sensei meant. For my brother Theron, he said it kind of felt like a swirling vortex just emanating straight through him, like it's washing through him. My brother,
I sort of get that, but it feels like it's more coming from here than my gut. She points to like the point where her rib cage just starts to where her neck is.
Interesting. How would you describe that sensation?
It feels like, I don't know. How many hearts do you have?
One.
Roll a nature check. No, medicine. I apologize. Medicine check.
Medicine. 19.
You have a big one and a small one.
I have a big heart and I have a littler heart just below it.
Pocket heart, just in case.
Just in case the other one stops working.
His major and minor heart.
Because it feels like I have lots of them, like a whole lot, like I gain more each time, and then they go away after I try to stop focusing.
Well, I don't think that that's necessarily the sensation, but you know what? It feels different to everybody.
It makes me feel like I have way more energy than I should. Like she's trying to describe to you that the feeling that she gets is that it's this raw, untapped energy that just appears and materializes out of nowhere and only appears when it's needed during times of, like, strife.
Well, that might be it. It does feel different to everybody. My brother Yeldon, he described it as kind of a tremor that shoots through his body.
I thought that was your name.
No, that's just a name I use to try to find my other brother.
Oh, okay, I thought you were Wake Sheldon.
No, it's scale-bound.
Well, Wake Sheldon Scalebound. Scrung was teaching me middle names.
I actually do not have one that I'm aware of. It's just, look, the people of the village I was raised in were very uncreative when it came to naming orphans.
What did he tell you my middle name was?
Dipshit.
I'll keep it for now.
I don't think I even have two names.
Yeah, you're just Eloy. You're just kind of
No, Ezra
all in
just.
one
I
package.
mean, Scrung just says his name's Idiot.
That's just Scrung being a goof.
I feel like that's more a title or position than name.
Isn't that what jesters are? I used to work with a few when I was back in the Fine Day Boardwalk Company.
Yeah, being in the line of jester work every so often, it's not a name we prefer, but it's been used once or twice.
I like Fool. It sounds all like mysterious and tarot cardy.
Of course it does, Eloy.
Red also looks up from her newspaper. You know what a tarot card is?
I've been around. Who said I hadn't?
Just love the idea of us all having like the Ocean Times or something, just flipping through it.
Alrighty. So what else did you want to like try to accomplish anything with her at this point, like to try and?
I just wanted to describe Key to her.
Okay, fair enough. She's getting... Oh, well, actually, let me roll this real quick.
Had a whole spiel.
Fuck yeah, 19. She'll absolutely understand this shit.
Awesome. I had a whole spiel planned out, but it's okay. That got...
No, please tell me your spiel.
No, it just got cut up into different pieces in the middle of that conversation.
Well, with this 24 she rolled, she understands now that, like, this feeling is different, so it's not something she should feel like it's something to ignore or to neglect or even try to hide.
Yeah, we'll
She's
try.
not-
We'll try to discover what the source of that is later.
She continues to try and practice a little bit more. Again, she's putting a lot more emphasis in keeping control with her fists more than she is her weapon, but she does switch back from it from time to time because of old habits, like punch, punch. Oh, the adrenaline's kicking. Punch, 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 punch. Bat, bat, bat.
Yeah, basically we'll focus on that, and since she now does have the ability to get a bonus unarmed attack with every melee strike, I'll try to start weaving in combos with her bat and strikes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
kinda like I do
that
with
is
my
what you do
staff.
notice out of it, and that's something that actually piques her interest that she's keeping up progress with.
Cool. All right, so that's how our training will progress, and then of course the afternoons are spent teaching her how to read and write.
All right, Captain. Well, we have a couple of rolls for you to do.
All right.
I need you to roll me a nature.
3.
All right. That's bad. I need you to roll me a investigation.
9. A lot of these single
You're really not
digits.
doing me a lot of favors here, Grant.
Hey, you know what?
I also now need you to roll me a perception.
Let's try a different die. Then.
Hey.
Modified 20.
Okay.
I can see things.
It's getting might wet out, but
I'm
I
not
can
sure
see it.
why. I'm not going to put much thought into figuring that out. But
Do you mind if I
can
see the map again
it.
real quick?
Absolutely.
The one you had?
Yeah, a map of La Serranas.
Yes. Thank you. All right. I'm going to mark where you guys end up at this point.
I want to point out anything that has anything to do with navigation I would want to be consulted on because that is
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wake has made it clear that he is navigator.
All right.
So,
So-
I would consult him if those were what the roles were for.
Well, that's fine and good, but I'm just going to have it up to a certain point before it's like, oh, wait a minute, we're veering off course. What are you doing?
If I'm just like
How
licking
did
my
we end
finger,
up back at Jahal?
licking my finger, putting my finger up in the air. Feels like the wind is blowing against me. Let's go that way.
All right. I marked where you are at day 3.
That's not bad, but I would still correct it.
All right, so after day 3, you're kind of noticing that you're heading towards the mainland more and more each day. It's getting more and more close.
Hey, Navigator Wake. Want some insight from you?
All right, be right back, Nedra.
What's that big blocky thing there in the distance that just takes up most of the horizon?
That's land. That's the continent.
Looks at the map. I don't think it's supposed to be that close.
I turn it for you.
Are you sure? Well,
You see that little knob on the compass there? Mm-hmm. You want that to be pointing to the E. Pretty much straight to the E.
you know, now that you point that out, that makes a whole lot of sense.
Doesn't it, though?
Oh, all right. Well,
I'd like everyone to roll a perception check.
14.
18.
11.
Alrighty, so you don't really pay that much attention to what I'm about to explain. You feel like this is just per the course because you've been out on the ocean for quite some time. You've stopped near sandbars. Like, this obviously might just be a common day occurrence. You two have been noticing that there's a lot of complaints as of late, not from Yeldon itself, but from, like, the rest of the crew, that there are a lot of these weird, like, black snails that have been appearing in random places on the Yeldon.
Okay. Well, maybe.
And you actually start noticing them. Like, they're not super everywhere,
Yeah.
but like you look on the mast and there's like one slowly inching up.
All right. Well, hopefully we can write our course and figure out where we're supposed to be. Also, will someone do something about these gross things?
What? Hold on. Knowledge, nature. 16.
At some point, we're going to want people on this ship to watch a show, and I don't think these things are going to be good company.
I thought we'd take the show on shore.
You've heard of these things before, and they're kind of a bad omen. These are torpedo snails.
What, the torpedo snails? They're just You know what? Maybe it's a good idea to get rid of them.
Yes, it is a good idea to get rid of them because they actually drink the blood of other sea creatures.
Then yes, I'm intimately familiar. Are they edible?
Grammy just looks at you. What are you, fucking stupid?
Of course.
No!
Red, did the vampires evolve again?
Eloy, vampirism's a common thing in nature. It's just that when magical means are put into effect, that's when they're dangerous.
Oh, okay. So these things are all right?
We shouldn't apply them to our skin. No, they're akin to leeches.
Nedra, today's training, dispose of these without touching them.
How do I do that? I need to use my fist, though.
Aha, that's where precision and your bat comes in.
Okay.
I don't know if I like
she
this
picks
plan.
up the mat. She picks up the bat and goes gets ready to swing at the mast.
Get ready, precision. Only hit the slugs. If you hit the mast, you fail.
You know the slugs are
Yeldon,
the
can
size
you
of a dime, right?
I'm aware.
Yeldon, you can feel pain, right?
Yes.
For
Wanted to
example,
make sure that was established before we go on. Understand that this is Wake's idea.
Oh, I don't think this is. I don't think you had a chance at this stopping.
I am swinging at them. I got a 22 to hit.
Yeah, you obviously punched them.
Well, no, I'm using my.
Oh, you're using your stick. Your.
Yeah, I'm just flourishing, just swinging around. Cha-cha-cha-cha.
You don't really.
smacking them off the
you don't
mast.
need to make it like too. Like, yeah, I guess for flavor text, you're like just whipping them around and
I'm
shit.
flavoring. Wah!
But pretty much it's just everyone else is just watching you, just like lightly going. Like just like picking them
man,
off like
I'm
a
doing
pool.
it all cool. I rolled a 22.
All right, fair enough.
I'm swinging them and batting them at sea.
He's more or less scrubbing the deck in a really cool way.
Yeah.
All right, well,
If I had a mop, this would look really
there's
cool.
a thunderous whack. Another thunderous whack.
How's she doing?
Another thunderous whack.
Nedra?
Another thunderous whack. So I've rolled this so many times that now the mass is starting to buckle to the left.
All right,
Okay,
hey,
okay,
hey,
Nedra.
hey.
I'll
And
be
the
more
snail
careful.
is still on the wood.
All right, let's focus on some of the ones on the edges over there.
Hey, we still got any of that spare lumber? Hey, Yeldon, you want some?
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's. I'm thinking.
I agree. Let's throw some lumber in
Just
in Yeldon.
make her stop for 5 minutes, please.
All right, Nedra, we're gonna focus on some of the other ones. So maybe some of the ones that are easier to hit.
Okay. She goes over and oh my god, hold on. I'm gonna roll this for her. I'm gonna roll a perception check for an insight for her. She looks at the cannon sitting off on the side. And she could have sworn that she saw a snail.
On the cannon?
Hoist it up.
No. We don't swing straight down. We swing across. That way you have a better chance of not completely demolishing the item.
Okay.
There you
she
go.
takes it. You calm her down. She takes it from above her
the
head,
side.
brings it to the side.
There we
She's
go.
aiming for the base of the cannon.
All right, a little higher.
Nope, that's where she's going.
All right, I try to block her with my staff.
You're gonna jump in there.
Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
gonna
boy.
like get my staff in the way between that.
I've brought pittance. We can probably use them as scrapers. Oh God, what's happening over there?
Nope. What do I roll to combat this?
Just put your AC. I'm gonna put your AC down for this.
Okay.
Well, it's fine because she rolled a. Even with all this strength bonuses and everything else, she rolled a 9.
Wow. Nope. We do not strike the bottom. We do not strike something that we know we are going to damage.
I was hitting the snail though.
I know, but if you hit it that way on that snail, you're probably going to hurt the cannon too.
What can it? Oh.
Yeah. Then I...
Huh.
19 plus 8... 27 to, like, just pop the snail up into the air.
There was no snail.
Oh.
You turn around to look at the cannon. There was no snail on it.
Also, there's no snail on this one. Gotta be careful.
But it was right. What do you mean it's not there?
I point. I don't see a single thing.
Huh. She scratches her head in confusion and walks away.
It's okay. Sometimes your mind can play tricks on you.
All right. Well, with that out of the way,
I'm gonna roll an insight on poor Nedra.
okay.
12.
You figure this is just Nedra being Nedra at this
Yeah,
point.
The sun got in her eyes or something.
Something like that.
Just confused.
After, so if everyone's going to help taking care of these things, I want everyone to roll a handle animal.
17.
Animal
9.
modified 20.
Ezra unfortunately takes a nip on the finger. You literally took your finger and
Just,
pressed
like,
it into
nudging
the
it.
snail. No, you put it on top of the snail's head and then pushed in where the flesh is. And when you pulled your finger back out, there is what looks like a small furnace burn and some blood trickling out.
Yeah, you grab them by the shell.
Grammy immediately grabs your wrist, throws it onto a table, and pulls out a hatchet.
Whoa, hey, whoa, Grammy!
It needs to be cured.
We can figure this out. Just be a little gentle.
It needs to be cured, Ezra.
Wake! I don't appreciate this.
I say, tossing like a bucket of them off the ship.
What is it? Is it like some kind of poison or something? I've got a lantern. We can just try and,
It's more than that. These things are an omen. You make sure they don't get anywhere. They don't bite, they don't touch, nothing. The fact that they're on this ship is a terrible fate.
That's why we're trying to get them off.
But you've been
right.
struck.
All right, well,
Are you going to turn into a snail now? Because that was a real hassle last
look,
time.
if it's that or losing an arm, I think I'm going to go with turning into
Oh
a
no,
snail.
I'm not gonna make you lose an arm. The bite's so soon, I'm gonna make you lose a finger.
Wait, hold on, whoa. Maybe we can, hold on.
They're scrung.
Do it. Come on.
I'm just saying,
Let's
if,
just-
if a finger's all it takes for us to not have to fight another Wendigo,
Can't I just, suck the poison out or something?
I mean, I can turn it into a key at the very least. I hold out Lancy.
I've almost forgotten you, little friend, but no! I want to keep my fingers if I can.
All right, I put the ring back on.
Yeah, you're so picky. I only got 3 of them on this hand.
we
And
got
you work wonders with it, but I don't think I can even do half
They're
the
not, and
things.
when she says that, one of them is a toe on the pinky.
I mean, I know every problem looks like a nail, but we do have those remove curse scrolls. Would that help?
Red just looks at you. That seems a little bit like overkill. Why don't we just get that out of your mouth?
He's sucking his finger, being like, "Oh, get this damn poison out!"
Roll medical. With disadvantage.
You got it. Great. 7.
You're just drinking the poison is what you're doing.
What? No, come on. Well, it's out of my finger.
Granny just looks at you.
Well, now I gotta cut it off from the neck.
Let's have one of those remove curses. We can just spin up another one of those, right?
Red's just like, it's not a curse. It's just a snail. Just get some antitoxin. I'm sure we have some down below deck.
Golfer!
I mean, I got some right here.
Gulfer comes out with a giant syringe.
I'll take a needle.
All right, this might sting a bit. He holds your head, looks to your neck,
do
gut
it.
punches you with it. Oh, he rolled a 4. So, oh, wait. This is for poison? Oh, I thought we were just trying to get him to throw up. Sorry, hold on. Puts a needle into your neck. Okay, much better. when you make that noise and spit out, yeah, you're like, okay, you're just spitting up blood or like gasped air or saliva. You watch as there's a wriggling mass of what looks like purple poison kind of just like slather out with it. As your saliva dries up on the deck, so does the poison. It kind of just like melts away.
Dissipates. Well,
I walk by with another bucket of snails. I'm not cleaning that.
Yeah,
who's hungry?
I'll get that one for you,
Do
Yeldon.
not eat the snails.
I'm not
None of you. That goes for all of you. If I ever so much as see you come near me with one of these, I'll kill you myself.
Hey, does she seem more intense to you today?
Little bit. What do these things do specifically?
Grammy, I don't think I've ever seen you express fear.
There are lots of things in the sea we should fear. Some we should respect, and some we should revile. These things are those we should revile.
I mean, have you dealt with them before, I'm guessing?
Why do you think my eye is blanketed over?
Is it? Never noticed.
You watch as her eye kind of like goes in, like looks back inside of the back of her head. And comes back, and it's a different color.
You hide it so well. I never picked up on that.
There's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Yep. Absolutely true. No retort.
Everyone else on the ship is just like, we are not touching this ship. They're just like backing up. I mean, we could at least, couldn't we just keep one of these things around so we could use them as like a way to fight off the toxins if it bothers you that much? Says Gulfer.
Gulfer, this. Look, I've read a few books, and I feel like they typically try to keep a sample of the monster around, and that's usually the bad choice.
I mean, what if it's dead?
We don't know what kind of pheromones these things
I don't
give
want
off.
this thing dead or alive. The fact that they're around here at all is bad.
Oh, yeah, I'm just talking about the fact that if we did, per se, like, what does this poison do? How are you feeling, Ezra?
Oh,
You don't know because you got it
yeah.
out.
I'm feeling okay now, but I'm not gonna lie, it didn't feel like anything was wrong at first.
I was relatively familiar with these creatures. Let's see if I know. Is this nature, I'm guessing, or medicine?
This would be medicine for knowing what the poison does.
All right. That is a 13.
13. The most it's pretty much like Lyme disease, but it's like Lyme disease, but if they attach onto a host, normally like a small fish or whatnot, they pretty much trick the prey into letting them stay on like a parasite.
Okay.
Until they're finally had their fill of blood and then they just let go.
So,
And then they
in D&D terms, that would be like disadvantage to a wisdom save or something.
disadvantage to dexterity.
Okay.
But that's what you remember. So Grammy's really getting like upset about the fact that there are things on here that can give Lyme disease.
Well, Grammy, we'll do our best to remove them, but I mean, they're sea creatures, and we are essentially living on the sea, so.
You, short one.
She looks over at Gulfer.
You have something, right? Something that sets things ablaze?
I mean, he's hardly the shortest.
I got me a tinkered flamethrower.
Give it to me.
I would. Look,
Grammy,
we're getting rid
let's-
of him just fine. No need to
If
burn the
if we
Yeldon.
catch this place on fire, we'll have nowhere to live.
I mean, you won't. I will.
I guess I will.
We,
Sunken-
as in the royal we, because you're all like royalty to me. You're all so precious.
Roll
Please
persuasion.
don't set this place on fire.
Oh, I'm not going to set it on fire. This is only if the worst case scenario were to happen and there was more of these things. If I so much as find them in my food, in my clothes, anywhere on any of you.
19.
Very well.
She puts the flamethrower back at the Gulfer's hand.
Thank you. Look, if it comes to that, it comes to that. We can make a group decision. You just having a flamethrower, I'm not. You know, Gulfer has used it before. It's a tool he is familiar with. I'm fine with it staying in his hands for now. We can bring this up again at the crew meeting. Should it be necessary?
She fades away.
Speaking of, I would like to instill a weekly crew meeting so we can all get a.
It's on day. You're on day 3 at this point, and you've spent at least a good 3 hours getting rid of all the snails. It is now 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right, we're running low on these. This is like one of the last buckets. We sure we don't want to keep one?
No!
Okie dokie. Off you go.
And they're gone.
All right. Problem solved. Done forever, I'm sure.
Slap, slap, slap.
We'll just have
All
to
in
keep
a
an eye
day's
out.
work.
All right. So give me them 3 rolls again.
It was...
Which one would I assist with?
For you to assist, I would give you
I'm just the navigator.
Yeah, I'll give you a perception check and a survival check.
Perception and survival.
Perception, survival, and the investigation for you.
And then
For Wake.
Oh, and investigation?
Yes.
Okay. Perception is a 14.
Okay.
mine's a 12.
I'm sorry, it was perception, investigation,
And survival.
Okay. Investigation is a 12.
Okay.
And survival. And roll over here. Survival is a 21.
21. Okay, you know what? I'm going to let this go then. So go ahead and, like, which direction do you want to go from that, from your location?
Ebercall is basically straight east past a small archipelago.
Alrighty.
Heading towards there.
Yeah.
All right, so you decide to just keep on going east. It is currently now day 5 that you guys have been sailing. Everything's been going pretty smooth. Since you're so close to the mainland, you're watching a bunch of naval ships go by. A couple of just regular merchant ships are going by. It looks pretty standard affair. Eloy, it's now, I guess, 10 o'clock at night. You're about ready to go to sleep.
All right.
Roll a perception check.
Modified 20.
Your room is covered in torpedo snails.
Eloy just walks backwards.
Impressive.
Not enough that you can't walk in it, but they're visible. It's like when you walk into a room and there's a shitload of cockroaches before they just scatter, but they can't because they're snails.
Closes the door. Goes off to find Captain Ezra.
What? What is it, Eloy?
Those bad poison snails, they's all up in my room. Like a whole heap of them.
Ezra, roll a perception check.
I was just gonna say he would hear that and then immediately his eyes would just snap open as he rolls a nat 1 and
Natural wonders!
You're still asleep.
All right, Eloy.
Yeah, you went right back to sleep.
That sounds great. We'll deal with it in the morning.
I won't have no place to sleep then.
See ya. See ya. Eloy and Wake.
I go up on deck to see who's on night watch duty tonight.
That's me. I drew the long straw.
It's Wake.
Do 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 do. Singing my night song. Do do do. Everybody knows the Wake night song.
All of a sudden, there's Eloy standing right next to you.
I'm sorry, I was just listening.
Hi.
You want to workshop that? We could get some You know what? Later. My room's covered in them snails that was spooking Grammy.
Oh, man. I thought we got rid of them.
Yeah, me too.
Must have had a small nest in there or something. You do have that pile of hay that's kind of hard to...
Yeah, maybe they like hay.
Maybe.
I'm trying to figure what could make
No,
them come after.
that doesn't make sense.
Doesn't
They're
make sense.
They're vampiric fucking snails. They
mean-
eat meat.
Yeah, they could have hidden somewhere, though. I don't know.
Well,
All right. Let's go see if we can get this cleared out for you.
yeah, all right. I walk him back to my room. Oh, hold on. Hang tight just one sec. I open the door, open the second door inside it, and throw a blanket over that door. Okay, come on in.
All right. I walk in. How many snails are there?
Roll perception check.
All right, perception check. Nat 20.
Yeah, no, there's a good hearty chunk of these things all over the place. This literally looks like an infestation, but not enough that you can't walk in the floor.
This is, I'm actually kind of ashamed that we missed this many. It's only been 2 days. It's crazy. How did they reproduce that? That's, wow.
Are they just like in heat all the time?
Honestly, I don't know enough about these things.
You don't know about snail reproduction. All you know is that these things are attracted to meat somewhere. And the fact that they're sitting in a dry area where there's not a lot of moisture, it's still even more baffling.
Hold on a sec. I'm gonna pluck one up. Animal handling, I'm guessing?
Animal handling.
17.
You pick one up by the tip of the shell, enough that when it tries to, like, you watch it, like, come up, and then you watch from its mandible, or, like, from where it's, not its mandible, from where its mouth is, you know, like, the part that, like, leaches out to grab something. A small dart kind of just, like, inches its way out and tries to, like, go to barb at you, but it's obviously missing.
Stop it. Let's tap the shell. Stop it. All right.
It just still keeps going.
Of course.
The fact that you're handling it is making it go into that defensive position.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find a bucket or something.
Yeah. All right. I look at the spot where I picked it up from. Has it been drilling into the Yeldon?
No, it has not. It just leaves it. It leaves a trail of mucus. That's all. That's all it does.
All right. So it's not eating Yeldon. This thing just. I'm gonna look into the hallway, see if I see like any of them just around there. If it's just in here.
No, so far it just looks like it's in here. Right. You don't need a perception check to do that. You go back outside. There's nothing there.
I come back with a bucket and just start plucking them up by the shell and dropping them in there. And as I do, I'm gonna try and see if there's anything among my things that they seem particularly attracted to. Animal handling, that'd be an 11.
An 11? One pricks you in the finger.
Oh, hell. Hold on. I open up my my healing kit and look for some antivenom.
Yeah, your thing has antivenom in it. Roll me a medicine check with advantage.
I just continue plucking them away, take them off the walls.
Yep.
21.
21? Yeah, you just as soon as that happened, you quickly are able to ease the problem that you're able to just, like, wrap a band around your finger and just, like, squeeze out the poison back out. And it also, once again, that purple mucus comes out, and then you disinfect it.
That's really icky. Yeldon, can you feel it when that poison, like, falls on you?
What poison?
I guess that's a no.
You know what? That's a good point. Are you, like, aware of these snails? Because they're sort of crawling on you all the time.
No.
I mean, that is what they do. They kind of make you feel like they aren't there.
Oh,
I should know. I remember a story that my mom told me. My uncle was infested with them once. He died.
That's a sad story.
It was.
It's one of those Aesop fables.
Oh, you know, the Aesop fable, the seaman and the torpedo snails.
Hey, Yeldon, I'm gonna try something real quick. See if this makes you feel any different. I pull out my flute and play my counter charm song, which I just got at level 6.
All right.
Which gives him advantage against being charmed on the off chance that it's some sort of charm effect that these things use.
All right, let me roll something for him real quick. Cell phone. Cell phone.
How dare you?
Thought I silenced you.
Tisk.
Tisk tisk.
Dropping more snails in your water for that. Yeah.
Yeldon's uncertain how he can perceive these things because, like, he's reading really large heat signatures off you guys. Or, like, just, like, your bare essence. Like, he can tell that you guys have a soul, whereas these things do not.
Ah. Huh. All right, so it's not that they's getting into your mind. That's what I was afraid of. It's just what you usually see in us, these things don't got.
No, they just numb up the area. So you can't feel them. And then you get
Every
used
time
to
you
'em.
try to pluck them off, like their mucus is very rubber bandy, but you're able to get them off. But it's just like there's a little give to pulling them off.
Ooh, I got an idea. Might make this just a little bit easier. I cast Fairy Fire on my room so that they all start glowing. They get a dex save to try to avoid it.
What's the dex save?
DC 15.
Oh, they're not.
They're little snails. They can't possibly dodge.
How far does Fairy Fire go?
Let's see. I think it's a 20-foot cube. Yeah, 20-foot cube.
Well, your room's not 20 feet large.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Because now you're starting to see Fairy Fire appear on the opposite end of the wall.
Well, hopefully that doesn't wake anybody.
Yeah, but yeah, that way we won't accidentally trip on one or nothing. They'll just be easier to spot, easier to get.
Makes sense. I just keep plucking them away.
All right, so with all the rolls you guys got them all in a bucket. You find something to lid the bucket so they don't start crawling out. You walk outside. The Fairy Fire is showing off more of them in the hallway.
Oh my god, I just looked out here.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that didn't work before.
Wait a minute. They only showed up in here when I did the Fairy Fire, and Nedra thought she saw one that nobody... Can these things turn invisible?
I don't think so. But I don't know. Maybe.
Well, first let's get these ones in the hall, and then I'm thinking we might need to do another sweep with Fairy Fire. That might be why we's missing them.
All right, I'm gonna go dump this bucket.
All right. As you do so, you roll me an insight check.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this on the way up the stairs. Insight. 19.
19?
I'm gonna turn it this way. That way I can.
You keep looking at the wall, and the Fairy Fire is getting way more intense. And just before you're outside of the reach, at Nedra's room is where the entire wall looks like it's covered in Fairy Fire.
Oh shit.
But you can't tell if that's just because the cast just was outside of the zone, or if there's more going down the hallway.
All right, I'm going to set this bucket down and just kind of crack Nedra's door and just kind of like look in.
Roll a perception check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Because you're kind of peeking in, you're not looking in hole, and it's dark at night.
Makes sense. Oh. 12.
It just looks like a straight up regular room. Like, from what you can see, it just looks like it's fine.
And Edra, you okay in here?
Nedra's asleep. From where you can see, she's just like in her bed.
There's like no excess movements, no.
No. With that perception check, you can at least tell she's breathing.
All right. I'm going to just kind of light a couple of my fingers on fire and just kind of like look in there as if like a small candle.
There is a mass of them in the corner.
Oh, Jesus. All right, this might be an all hands on deck scenario, Eloy. You might want to start waking people up.
You might want to take another quick perception check at that heap there.
Yeah, you might want to start waking people up, Eloy. I got a nat 1.
Okay.
I'm not really paying attention to anything behind me, because clearly it's just a bunch more snails, and what are they going to do, right?
All right, well, you shut the door and you start getting everyone else up, I guess.
I don't shut the door, because obviously I'd turn back to Nedra.
Oh, so you go inside?
Yeah, because,
Yeah, he told Eloy to wake people up.
Yeah.
I think that implies that he is going to monitor the situation.
So you step inside.
I'm just not paying attention to
Yeah.
whatever's behind me at the moment.
You step inside.
Doop, doop.
There is some kind of mist hovering over Nedra, and once you walk inside, it visibly flies out the window.
Oh, that's not good.
All right, Eloy, I'm up.
You look outside. It is foggy as get out.
Oh, this is probably a bad. I kind of shake Nedra awake.
Well, hi.
Are you okay?
I'm awake now, but I'm fine.
Good. Question, were you having any weird dreams?
No?
Okay, because I think you were being attacked by something. There's some mist creature or
She
something.
looks outside the window. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of fog out there, right?
No?
Interesting.
You watch as she turns her head to look outside. There's a trail of torpedo snails going down her spinal cord.
Oh, crap. I'm going to pluck those off. Handling animal. I just tell her, Nedra, do not move. 19.
You pluck them out. Them barbs were in the back of her neck.
Get a doctor in here!
I've just been going up and down the halls rousting
So you went
everybody up.
into his room, right?
Yeah.
You roll a perception check
All right.
with disadvantage. Not you, Ezra.
With me?
Oh, okay. Shit, I had a real good roll. Can I just use that roll for the next thing I need to roll?
I got a 10.
You know what? I'll let you keep it. I'll let you keep it for this for a perception.
Okay. It's 19.
Ezra's got a torpedo snail right on his forehead, and he doesn't seem to notice.
What's going on?
Hold real still.
What?
Handle animal.
13.
Scrapes down his forehead.
Oh, sorry. You had one of these boys on you.
You look at his hand, it's invisible, and then it slowly fades in to be a torpedo snail.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Drop one in a bucket. Okay,
You
can
look back in the bucket, do you?
Sure.
There's nothing in there.
Yeah, I was sort of suspecting as much. You saw that one, right? Do I got
second.
any on me?
Eight?
No, you don't. He's got nothing. He's clean.
Nah, you're clean. It looks good.
Okay.
But I also don't see the one you just put in the bucket, so...
Oh, no, the one he just put in the bucket's in there.
Oh, okay.
He went in there and he pretty much mentioned that there was more, but there's nothing in the bucket.
Oh, hell. All right, hang on. Fairy fire. This seems to work whether you got one on you or not.
They succeeded.
Improbable. But possible.
Some
Now-
dexterous slugs.
I will throw this out there. Succeeding in this case means getting out of the area of effect, right?
Yeah.
Or evading the fairy fires, I guess.
At this point, like, the fairy fire shows you the hallway. Like, everything verbatim is still there. But anything in this room, no, there's nothing.
I'm guessing you woke me up because these are somewhere else now, too?
They're kind of everywhere else now.
Gods. All right, let's see if we can figure out what's going on with these.
You hear a thump going down the hallway.
That seems important.
Is that near me?
Yep.
I head over.
I look outside.
Onslow, is that you?
Also, the cigars. I knew they were giving you trouble, but come on, man.
What do we see?
There is a squat humanoid creature in a gas mask and trench coat holding Gopher's flamethrower.
Grammy.
Gopher.
In the flesh.
I mean, Nedra's room would probably be fine. She's resistant to fire, but I would rather get out of here first.
I don't think
Grammy's
Yeldon
face.
is, though.
She pulls up the mask and there's Grammy's face.
This whole ship is full of them!
Yeah, we noticed.
Kind of working on that. They kind of just popped up again. Also, everybody be on the lookout for like a mist person creature because it was attacking Nedra.
Everyone else is just starting to get up now at this point.
Yeah, I make the announcement as much as I need to.
Mist? What did the mist look like? Said Rest. Said Red.
Red.
Red! Oh.
Red. Rest.
Red, wrist, red.
Well, it was,
Pliskin.
it was kind of humanoid and it just kind of flew out the window and
That's actually incorrect. Roll me an intelligence check.
Intelligence check. See, I was kind of humanoid and it flew out.
Okay, no, natural one. Fuck.
It was a spoopy smoke man.
It was like you remember those things that were strangling you and like pulled your souls out? Kind of looked like that, but I don't think it was because it was made of mist. Unless those things were made of mist.
The very fog itself is fighting
I'm
our
just saying,
ship.
it looked. Okay, look, it was kind of a blob, but it was made out of like mist or smoke. Or fog.
okay.
And it created that fog, and I look out the window. It's still foggy out to me.
What fog?
It's still foggy to me.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, is this kind of porthole that I can stick my head out?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to stick my head out the window. Yeah, let's see. Do I get dragged away at the very least so I can prove my point?
No, but you watch as a wave of water washes up against the Yeldon where you were. Your face is completely covered in torpedo snails.
I don't want to know. I just want this to be over.
I have a perception of 11. Do I see anything on him?
It was just water.
All right, no. Hey, you're
I'm
fine.
going to
It's just
handle
water.
animal the crap that just landed on my face.
Roll it 3 times.
22. 15. 17. Ow. Ow.
They all land, and you don't feel any barbs pierce through you, but you're all watching.
Ow.
You actually look at Wake as he's doing this, and his skin's actually being pulled where his finger is an inch away from his face.
Okay, so we can't see the slugs, but we're seeing his skin react.
You're seeing
to
his
them.
skin react to things being on his
Ow.
face.
Ow.
Well, all right. These things are nightmares. Yeldon. Quick question: if we just get a bunch of lumber and burn you down to the essentials, and then give you more lumber,
I would die.
shucks. All right. You know what? I'd love to get rid of these snails, but you're a member of this crew too, Yeldon. Don't worry. All right, guys. What do we do if we get?
Nedra screams bloody murder. She takes her bat and starts swinging at the corner where you saw. The biggest condensed corner in her room.
Yep, that makes sense. I was going to bring that up.
But a lot of other factors came.
A lot
in.
of things kind of came into this.
Everyone roll a perception check.
I mean, do I have to since I already know or is there something else
Well,
there? I guess I'll find out.
No, it's fine.
19.
Because you saw the snails. They're still there.
Okay,
15.
17.
There's something underneath that pile of snails. Something purple.
Oh, no.
She takes the hammer and swings at
No,
it.
no, stop, Nedra. I think that's it.
I'm going to sweep away above the purple thing to try to get the torpedo snails off of it.
Pluck it off. There's Yit sleeping.
Oh, poor baby. These things are going to be fucking tripping balls.
There are visible holes where all the barbs are on Yit. He's been taking some pretty hefty chomps this entire time. But he doesn't seem to be fazed by it.
Well, it is magic. I'm just going to lift it up.
His blood that pours out is not red, but it's a shade of green.
All right, we're going to need to fix you up after all this. I kind of sling him onto my back
When you go to try and pick him up, there are barbs underneath him as more snails try to adhese him back to the floor.
No, bad snails.
Real quick, I rolled. Would it be medical or knowledge for knowing that his, whether or not its blood should be green?
That would be Arcana with disadvantage.
Arcana with disadvantage? All right. Okay, I got a 10.
Considering what he is, this kind of seems legit.
All right.
He's bleeding.
That I won't voice concern that, should his blood be green?
Yeah, no, you with fey creatures and shit, this kind of seems par the course.
Yeah, seems fair.
All right.
Remember, you said that from your intelligence check that these things make creatures believe that they're pretty much just there for the ride.
Yep.
Is the whole crew here? Is Red here too?
Red's here.
Okay. I'm wondering, are these things attracted to magic? Because it's like the most magical thing here. And next on the list is probably me and Nedra.
And the Yeldon, of course.
That doesn't make sense. You said they're, like, Red looks to you. You said they're torpedo snails. They're attracted to blood. They're here to eat meat.
Yep, that's like they're kind that I know, but the kind that I know also don't have mist monsters attached to them.
Okay, barring that, because I didn't see any mist monsters. Does anyone else see mist outside?
Do I?
Roll.
15.
Perception.
10.
10. You look out one porthole. It's kind of misty out, but not super bad. But the more you look off into the distance, there's a big congealed amount of mist.
Love of God.
There's,
I toss.
It looks like the mist is traveling away from the Yeldon.
there's like a big, it looks like a bank of fog, but it's moving away from us.
Well, then I suggest we pursue it, and I toss it to somebody as I try to clean up this room.
You hand him to Onslow.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this out there. Some of us can see some of these, but not others. Maybe some of us can see some mist, but not...
Grammy, like Red looks over to Grammy. I implore you, before you start burning down this whole place, let us keep one, and also we're going to need a subject who's been bitten. I need to run some tests.
I'm pretty sure we've all been bitten at this point.
Yeah, I could probably use a little bit of that anti-venom. I got a few of them on my face.
Yeah, so, let's see what Gulfer says real quick. He's got anti-venom for everyone.
All right.
Everyone takes a nice little shot. I'm going to roll medical real quick as a general thing. Everyone violently throws up the purple mucus.
All right.
Except Red.
Oh, well.
I'm surprised they aren't going after me as much. I thought they liked sea animals.
We've come to the conclusion that this is no mere ordinary occurrence.
Yeah.
Started to put that together.
Red, did you get rid of all your blood so that you wouldn't be tasty to vampires?
No, that's ridiculous, Eloy.
I mean, I don't know what magic can do.
That's kind of sad considering what you are.
Anyway, you said you needed someone who's been bitten as a test subject. We've all been bitten, but if no one else wants to volunteer, I can help.
You do that, I say, as I keep, crushing and throwing snails out the window.
Yeah, so the rest of the night you guys are pretty much just going to be taking care of all these snails, getting them off the ship.
I'm also pointing out that we should probably be chasing that mist.
Well, you got one or two options right now because you can chase the mist, but that also runs the gambit of not checking every nook and cranny of this vessel.
Fair enough.
I'd rather know where we live and sleep and eat is clean before chasing after our next, dangerous target.
I guess my point is, if our dangerous target gets away, he'll just keep infesting our place with these.
Then we'll meet up with him again sooner or later.
You're the captain.
Alternate plan, what if we went in the exact opposite direction of the horrible mist monster that infects us with horrible vampire snails?
Roll me a knowledge nature check.
That's 20.
At 20? Yeah. It's going the exact way you guys need to go.
Well, we'll be meeting up with it again anyway.
Now, my understanding of geography, and I have not gone very far in this world, is if we continue going in the exact opposite direction, sooner or later...
we hit the other way. Now, Eloy, while that's true, that would make our journey a lot longer.
Either that or we'll fall off the edge before we get to our destination.
Pliskin just chuckles at that. You know, to circumnavigate the entire planet, that normally takes at least 300 years, right? Only elves can pull that off.
Shit.
I mean, our kids could maybe make it to Evercall, and like that's honestly being generous. Mine might.
Yeah, there's no way I'm breeding with any of y'all, so nope. Okay, the short way it is.
So you guys are gonna take care of the ship or follow it?
I'm gonna
I
say.
mean, I guess technically we're doing both since it's going on
But
our
one
heading.
one thing has to take precedence over the other.
I was gonna say we're going to clean up first, and then
I'm gonna throw out there that somebody can man the helm while a bunch of some
The
of the
problem
others
with
of us.
that is that everyone's going to be exhausted and take disadvantages for the next day.
I feel like that's going to happen anyway if we're all up cleaning the ship.
Very well.
Ezra is just his focus is cleaning. If someone wants to chase into the
Nah,
mist,
most
that's
of them,
allowed.
Most
Though most of us can't see it.
Most of the people on board are kind of with you on this one. Disinfecting the ship might be a little bit more important. Nedra has been taken to Red's quarters so she can figure out what's going on, since she was in a high concentrated area with Yit right next to it. She also requests Yit to go with her as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anything,
And
quarantine
Riss will go
Yit.
in there as well for backup medicine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Wake was on night watch anyway, so he's just gonna keep cleaning the ship.
Yeah, that's kind of strange how it got, like, this all happened and you didn't see it on watch.
It clearly all happened below deck.
Yeah, when you saw the mist, it didn't go above the ship. It was all below. Like, it was touching the surface of the water. All right, so let me just double check something real quick. All right, so I'm going to say this real quick, that you guys decide that a couple of you are going to you're going to have Gulfer and Pliskin take care of the ship while you're up top as well. Onslow will be there. Everyone else is either assisting with Red or getting rid of what's remaining on the ship. They only appeared to be within the crew's quarters. They were not in the galley. They were not in, but the amount of them that were in there, it was a proper infestation.
All right, so there were none in the hold or the galley?
Nope.
Okay.
And you would think that they would want to go into Grammy's kitchen, considering that's where all the meat is.
I'm guessing they like living blood.
As far as I know. They're kind of parasites.
You don't remember if they were mentioned off as scavengers more than they just go for living. But, so the rest of you start to take off. It is now 8 o'clock in the morning. The sun is starting to rise. You guys have been trailing this mist.
Sleep time.
No sleep for you. You guys
I was on night watch.
You're all taking disadvantages because you're doing both at the same time. For the next day, you guys have disadvantages on all your rolls.
Great.
This is exhaustion, my dudes.
My bad rolls have already been showing their faces, so this will only.
And we will take a quick break right here.
Good night. We'll see you back on the ship after these messages. Hello and welcome back to the table. So,
Guys,
we're all...
Did you know that there's a giant hippopotamus man in this book?
That's awesome. There
Oh
is.
yeah, I got that thing you sent me.
Thank you for picking that up. Thank you.
Mr. Potamus.
So we've been hunting hunting snails all night, and now we're all tired.
Well, Wake.
Yeah, I'll take lack of sleep over lack of blood. I still feel this was the correct decision.
We got the snails taken care of. That's the last bucket.
I look out over the horizon to see if I catch like a glimpse of this mysterious mist.
The fog is still pretty, like, it's off in the distance, but the further you start heading towards it, the more you're seeing that the fog is getting bigger and bigger, that you're entering into a bed of fog.
Okay.
So, your course of action as of current is you're pretty much sailing straight into the fog at this point.
Well,
Today's training is meditation.
What? Okay. She lands on top of you. All right. Let's see. I'm going to quickly roll something before anything else happens. Okay, well, this is not happening very well.
It's getting foggier as we go this direction, I guess. Logic would dictate that it would be densest at its source. I guess we're going the right way, Mr. Navigator.
Yep.
I love that. It's so awesome.
No, I'm listening. I'm just resting my eyes.
Okay, I'm just meditating.
Just meditating, breathing. Don't stop.
Pliska's just standing there looking over at you two.
Real
Two
deep.
act like you haven't fucking spent an all-nighter at one
Real
point.
deep in meditation.
It's been a while. These aren't my college days, he says with
You went to college?
with a 22 in deception.
Well, shit, you went to college.
Yep.
Where'd you go, college boy?
Knowledge check to come up with a believable college name.
Oh no, I'm not giving you a knowledge check for this. You have to make it up.
Oh God! Well, I rolled a nat 20. If that affects anything.
Well, give me a name, and you pretty much that would be your deception check.
College.
What is the name of real college?
Oh no! I'm trying to think of like a
What was
town
your
we've heard
hometown's
of,
name?
a town we've heard of but haven't actually like been to. Oh yeah, the. Is that School of Business? It was a few years back, but man,
The School of Business.
yeah.
Seems legit.
Is that School of Business? And law, but they don't talk about that as much.
I wouldn't talk about it either if Castor studied there.
He is a piece
Yep.
of shit.
Yeah, he is.
Everyone, roll a dexterity save.
Oh,
With disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Yep.
Which I didn't roll for either of those. I forgot. I will remember that this time.
Wow. I rolled a 19 and a 16, which adds up to 24 as my disadvantage.
All
while
right.
I'm asleep.
17.
18. Did our rolls just get better with
I
disadvantage?
guess.
Is this
My other one was a nat 20.
is this a fucking blessing in disguise? What the fuck?
I guess.
All right. Well, you look off in the distance, and you notice that you're going straight into a sandbar.
Hey, we probably don't want to hit that.
Everyone kind of like lurches forward. The Yeldon is now kind of stranded on land at this point.
Land ho!
Was this on any of our
As
maps?
you're now like face first in the sand off on the shore.
I'm guessing Nedra landed somewhere next to me since she was on me.
It was just for fluff.
Oh, okay, fine.
She's
Yep.
nearby, though.
Yeldon, can you make legs?
That would be so cool. See your giant walking fighting
I
ship.
can make them. I can't use them.
Oh, all right.
Can you make wheels?
Maybe.
Yeah, see, now we're getting somewhere.
I splashed my face with some water.
You're like, I've slept in water for days. This is nothing.
You splash your face with water. You look in front of you. There's a bunch of fiddler crabs with the torpedoes of snails on top of them looking at you.
Oh, you poor bastards.
All right, is this like
I think we found our
Snail Island?
place.
I'm going to have a look around.
Well, when you say look around, where are you looking? Because all you see is sandbar,
And
a little bit of beach, some grass that looks like you're entering a jungle-ish forest, and then nothing but fog.
All right, well, I look at the grass.
Welcome to Silent Isle.
I basically try and look. I'm trying to look into the mist to see if I can make anything out within it. But I've got a 9 perception.
That's some gray matter, my dude.
There's some brains in there.
All right, if we're gonna go in there, we're gonna need a way to find our way back to the Yeldon.
Well, I've got 120 feet of chain.
That's a lot of chain.
I'm gonna throw this out there. How sure are we that this is where Misty Man aims to end up? like, sure enough to just get like 4 hours, just 4 hours before we go out into that mist.
Just a little rest.
Like, we'll post a watch, obviously. But.
I'm not against it.
Eloy, how does your fairy fire work? If you set it up, is it anything that enters this area will trigger it, or is it just in the area at the time of you casting it?
It's in the area at the time, and also it only lasts for like a minute.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I got something else I could use.
Oh?
Yeah. Hold on. Rummages up in his pack. Yeah, this is what I've been working on with that diamond. It makes a sort of like a scroll, only a scroll only works when you read it on purpose. This works when anybody just sees it.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I had to cover it up before you could come in my room. I didn't want you triggering it.
Makes sense.
Oh, all right. What's it do?
Well, it can do a couple of things, but the one I had in my room, if you saw it, it would trigger off one of my mind juju spells, and you would feel the need to come find me and apologizing for entering my room without my permission.
Oh.
Oh, that's a neat little trick.
Yeah, but I mean, I could make it for anything. I could make it for to sit down and wait. I could make it for go take a swim in the ocean. I mean, I would suggest come find us and explain why you're sicking snails on us.
Makes sense to me.
I don't hate that. Now, Eloy, so it's anytime anyone reads it or sees it, it goes off?
Well, the one on my room I made anybody but me. I could make one that's, say, anybody but the crew of the Yeldon.
Okay, that was going to be my next question, because if we set it up to be easily spotted, we don't want us actually accidentally setting it off.
Yeah, it does use up. I hold up the diamond and there's like a chunk out of it. It uses up some diamond every time I do it, but not like much. Like this is a big old diamond.
How did you eat that?
I was about to have Onslow ask, how did you cut out of that? But yeah, sure, why not?
Just the magic just uses it?
Yeah, magic's neat.
It sure is, Eloy.
Well, I won't make any decisions without the input of my crew. Does anyone here have any problems with this proposed idea of us setting up a...
Well, if we're stuck in the, like, Pliskin's there, if we're stuck in the middle of this, wherever the hell we are, and we don't have any visibility, the only thing we can do is bunker up and just hope that this entire thing just goes away, or the worst just is over.
Does it get me a nap?
Yes, Wake, it gets you
I
a
am
nap.
1,000% for that one.
All right, well, so long as there's no
All right, who's taking the first watch,
dissenting
though?
voices.
Not
Because
me, I just watched.
All right, because it's now going to be every 4 hours there's going to be a switch. So Onslow offers to take first watch.
Onslow,
we
you're...
have a pretty big crew. Wouldn't it be like every hour?
We could do one every hour,
Yeah, I feel like that would be better, us switching off, because I think we were planning on not even doing like a super long rest.
Yeah. Well, in order to get out of this, exhaustion, you need to at least have 6 hours of sleep.
Okay. All right, well, so long as it's okay if that's getting divided up, yeah, I would say
This
like
is
every
gonna
hour us kind of
Fuck my
trading off.
circadian rhythm.
Look. Cicadas suck. You don't need to
All
worry
right. Well,
about their rhythm.
I'm gonna roll
And
for Onslow's first watch.
The rhythm method is not. It doesn't work.
So you guys gonna
Your
actually
body
go back
wants
to
what
your
it
beds?
wants.
All right.
No, are you?
I do.
Wake will sleep, like, I assume we have like a hammock on deck somewhere.
You could set one up.
I'll sleep on a hammock.
All right. Roll me a sleight of hand to make a piece of the mast into a hammock.
With disadvantage.
Yep.
Well, that 15 was lower, so modified 20.
You're in that fucking state of like you're so tired where you competently get shit done just to go to sleep.
Yeah. I drag my pile of hay out onto the deck and put it like the nearest to the shore and farthest away from the water I can. Those snails seem to be coming out of the water. But yeah, before we go to sleep, I do at the trying to think where would be the most likely place of ingress to the ship.
Well, currently from what you're looking at, the front of the ship is on land right now. From what you can see, the beach continues going northwest, and then it disappears into the fog. And then east. It goes straight east, and then it disappears into the fog.
But just like on the ship itself, I'm trying to think if some intruder were to come at us, were to try to board the ship.
How far away do they have to be to see it? Like, what's its effective range?
The rain... Oh, for him?
Yeah, his
Yeah.
spell. Or his trap.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just line of sight. No. I'd have to get into the player's guide and look. It doesn't say on this card.
Ah, that's too bad.
Yeah,
I'll say 120 feet.
yeah.
If I were to,
Yeah, you can set it to either be when they step on it or when they read it. So I guess they would have to be close enough to.
They'd have to see it.
Yeah, like not.
I'd put it on the sail. It's one of the first parts of a ship you'd see.
Yeah. Yeah, that could work. All right.
All right, putting that up on the sail. Let me roll for Pliskin to put that up there. Nope, he's... Yeah, so tired, he gets up the ladder and falls off it and hits the deck.
Be careful.
Oh boy.
Scrung. Ditto.
You guys need to just watch your footing.
Here, let me try it. What kind of roll is this?
You have second story work, so
Yeah.
Yeah, this is athletics.
Oh, my bad one. Can't get much worse than that, but it can. But it didn't. 2.
You... You grab onto something.
With confidence. He does
With confidence.
undeserved confidence.
You start climbing.
Oh, I got this.
So you know the staircase that leads up to the wheel?
Yeah.
That's what you're climbing right now.
Just give me a second. I'll be up this mast in a heartbeat. Don't you worry.
I'm gonna make this simple on us. I find like a rope ladder or something, and just let it down onto the beach, and then cast the glyph on the deck where the rope ladder leads. There we go. They'll take the path of least resistance, right? I would. What, are they gonna try and sneak around and go, there's a rope ladder right here.
You know what, Eloy? When you're right, you're right. I'm going to bed.
All right, I'm gonna roll watch for everyone real quick.
Wake will take final watch if it gets to that.
All right, you guys roll final watch.
Perception?
That'd be perception with disadvantage for the last time.
17.
All right. You trade places with Risk at this point.
High five, buddy. Not with the your other hand. There we go.
You watch as he kind of like slugs off. You look up and you're kind of confused how everyone missed the harpy in the middle of the fucking rigging. Kind of stuck in there, trying to get out.
That looks unpleasant.
I suppose that would be another way that one could get aboard besides the rope ladder. Flying.
Path of least resistance, huh? I'm going to see how much Ezra knows about harpies. Would this be nature?
This would be knowledge.
Roll for knowledge
History.
of ex-wives.
Queen of the harpies!
Bringing it back!
Do I still have disadvantage on this roll?
Yep.
Even though I'm taking like last watch.
Of course, I get a nat 20 on that other one. 13.
13?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. You.
First, to figure out how much Ezra knows about harpies, like, do I think that this thing will mean us harm? Should I just try to shoot this thing?
Well,
instead
you
of
think
dealing with getting it out?
you think it's a harpy because at this point you're just so fucking tired that everything could just be anything at this point, and plus you're in the fog.
All right.
You take an even deeper peer at it. It's an Aarakocra. It's a female Aarakocra, like the thing that Barabbas was.
Okay.
She looks like a seagull.
That should probably be dealt with. I guess let's try to climb up there and see. Oh. Hey! You up there!
Quiet, I'm sleeping.
Yes? You need some help?
I mean, if you're offering, I kind of stayed up here to hope the fog would pass. I am stuck, but it's better than having to fly constantly. At least I know the people here are friendly? Question mark?
Kinda all depends on you at this point. Well, alright, if you're okay. We're all really low on sleep, and me trying to climb up there to help you would probably just be embarrassing for both of us. So if you're okay right now, I just, promise me you're not gonna, like, trick me and try and kill us.
I've been trying to get out of this rigging for 3 hours.
That's not a promise of not trying to kill us, but it's not the first thing you said, so I'll take your word for it.
Roll insight with disadvantage.
9.
You can't tell. You just want to go to bed. Deal with this shit in the morning.
Here, you hang tight. I'll send help as soon as I can.
All right, everyone's gotten pretty much sleep at this point. The whole entire rest of this day has been a haze at this point. It is now currently 7 o'clock at night.
All right. Well, I bring up to the crew that
The fog is gone.
Oh, look at that. The fog left. Hey, is that a seagull?
I was gonna say we got company at some point during the night.
Did
or
you really
day.
you now see it? There's a female Aarakocra seagull kind of just stuck in the rigging, asleep. She tried to find the
Like,
closest
her foot
possible.
just kind of dangling.
Yeah, her foot's dangling, and she's just okay, well, I guess I better make the best of it. She pulled one of the bars, and she just put it under her head as a pillow.
Fine.
All right. Now that we've all had some sleep, we're gonna get you down from there. What's your name?
She's asleep.
Wake rolled a. This is athletics to climb.
Yep.
Yeah, 15. Just to get up the mast.
You're fine.
Good son of.
Yeah, they look like they got this. Eloy casts fairy fire, around himself. Sees if he can see any more snails.
Nope, you are completely clean.
Oh, thank God.
This entire ship is clean.
All right, now to work my way across the mast, I'm guessing. Is that going to be another roll?
No, you can see her. She's literally right there.
Okay.
Coming up to get ya!
You look. You're looking at a gray and white with a little blue stripe around her throat and near her wings. She looks like she's kind of poofy. Without the clothing she's kind of wearing at this point. The clothing that she has on is a kind of skin tight tank top shirt. She has a jacket around her, and she has a satchel that's laced around her chest. And the satchel is the strap is around her chest. The satchel is at her side, and she has leather leggings that go down her talons.
Okay. Excuse me. Miss? Hello.
When you touch her, she wakes up and screams at you like a seagull would.
Jesus!
Ah, yeah, so.
Hi!
Oh, hi. You look like something I ate 4 weeks ago.
Ditto?
You know what? That's fair. Can you get me out of here. My wing is caught in like 4 different knots on this thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure who tied this.
I'm sure glad no one else heard that because you're too far up, and I would just like everyone looks over at Pliskin.
Yeah. All right. What do I roll?
This would
to,
be a sleight of hand.
Okay. 14.
14. It takes a while, and with her help, with a nat 20, she easily helps you get her out of it.
There we go.
She like, you watch as she like gets up, stands on the mast, the part of the mast that's sticking out. She kind of like stretches her wings out, gives them a good flap, and then.
So you were up here this long and nobody saw you?
No, your elf friend down there saw me.
I looked down. What the fuck?
We
This
needed our.
feels like
How could you hear that? He's
yeah, no, he's
30
just,
feet up in the air.
He's like, this totally be something you kind of like, mention. I thought I did. All right.
Well, no harm, no foul. The fact that there are friendly faces here, though, your ship looks to be a little bit out of place here. Hopefully,
we're-
you can all get back on the ocean.
I'm gonna work on that one, I guess. Now that the fog's gone.
Well, if you don't mind, I kind of lost where I am, too. Would you mind if I just stayed on your ship for a quick moment while we all get our bearings?
Sure. My name's Wake.
Oh, I should introduce myself down there. I'll meet you down. She, like, opens her wingspan up and she flies down.
All right. I do a backflip off. Wee! Slow fall.
Right.
Hi, there's no more snails.
Snails? What are you...
We was covered in them.
Torpedo snails. They were everywhere.
Okay, well,
They're parasites.
That sound... Are you telling me you're all sick?
No, we fixed it.
I roll an 18 insight. Is she like bluffing and pretending to not know about these snails, or does she actually not know?
She has no idea what you're talking about. I've been flying in the fog for at least like half a day.
Well, that's where they seem to have come from.
Yeah, we've had this weird problem where this fog would come in and kind of... It seems like wherever it goes, these snails are following it. I don't know. Might just be coincidence that we keep seeing the two things around each other, but it's happened enough times to where
Well,
I'm getting suspicious.
Well, it's great that I found a ship. I mean, I can do part of my job now, I suppose. I mean, but it doesn't look like a lot of you want to do business right now, seeing as though you're kind of marooned on an island.
Hey,
Oh, that's easy
Lockwood
enough to
Natural
fix.
Wonders are always up for business. What's going on?
Well,
I'm Captain Ezra, by the way.
oh yes, by the way, she takes your hand and shakes it. Well, my name is Polify, and I'm actually from the Needlecliff Appraisers.
You said Polify?
Polify.
Polify. The
P-
Needlecliff Appraisers?
P-
Those
O-
guys.
Poliffi.
I got like what would it be like? Insight history?
No, that would be knowledge history.
Knowledge history. All right, I got a 6.
Those guys.
Those guys. Never heard of them, but they sound good.
Well, you never heard of them like those guys because they're not guys. That's my sister's business.
Well,
Sexist.
I'm sorry. My nomenclature, guys, is a gender neutral term.
Of course,
I
She
apologize.
gives off a seagull laugh as she like pats you on the shoulder, like it's fine. Oh, sorry, I know my laughter can get on some people's nerves.
No. As a comedian, laughter's fine.
Oh well, fantastic. Well, my family runs. We have a small island just a little bit away from here. Well, hopefully, I don't kind of know where I am now after the fog rolled in. But my family runs an appraisal business. We mostly dabble with forgotten or lost artifacts at sea, like be it magical or whatnot, and we usually sell them back to travelers who would like to buy things like that.
Interesting. And you can appraise items as.
Oh yes, my sisters are really good at that.
Interesting. Because I don't know about these guys, but I found a couple things during our travels that I'm still not entirely sure what they're capable of. And
Well, I can show if we can figure out where we're going. I can show you where it is. It's once we figure out what island we're on. But
We're on our way to Eber Call, so
Yeah.
Wake is just sitting down, looking at a map, doing his best guesstimate of what island they just crashed onto.
Roll a knowledge. Actually, no. Roll me a survival check.
That would be a 18.
An 18. You're just on the outskirts of the archipelago, heading towards Ibercal.
So it is directly to the north and then east of here.
Oh, so
I point kind of around the island chunk that we're in.
okay. Well, my island is a little bit more to the north here. I'm heading towards the mainland.
Well, that's the way.
Is that on our way?
Yeah.
It could be on your way.
I mean, we have to go around the landmass of Ibercal anyway.
Well, excellent. I would love to help ferry you guys over there. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't really do that much in appraising myself. I'm just the messenger.
Hey, that's
they
fine.
send me out to find wayward ships and give this. She hands you a small little brochure.
Hey, I look it over.
It's a bunch of like seagull Aarakocra, just like buy, sell, trade,
Look.
anything your heart's desire here at Needle Cliffs. They're just like bumping it up like, you got an orb of destruction? Nah, you silly goose, you just had a scrying orb. You got this you got this pen, you got this pen holder that this pen cutter. I'm sorry, I apologize. You got this paper cutter that you think might slit your throat? Nah, you silly goose, it's just a light at the end of a tip of it. It's all you don't know what things are. Why don't you let us figure it out for you?
You're so dumb with your magical items. There has to be a better way.
Every time you look at it, it's like like the videos of dudes who like have the worst day ever when they're like trying to like make cereal and they just knock shit over all over the place. It literally looks like that
Look,
with
I'm
a dwarf.
on my phone, but then I tipped over my giant bowl of Cheetos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the black
Like-
and white infomercial.
Yeah. There's pictures of that, but with a bunch of dwarves and a bunch of seagulls, Aarakocra laughing at him.
Has this ever happened to you?
Well, I mean, it's on our way, and you need to get back, and we would like to get to Ibercal soon, and I'm still curious about this whole mist situation, but it seems like it's moved away for now.
Well, do you
Guess it was afraid of us.
need me to find someone who can maybe help you get off this island, or do you think you're all capable of doing so?
We look at the Yeldon. How beached is this?
He's
Wooden
halfway.
whale.
He's halfway on land.
All right, if we give it a nice shove, maybe.
Bunch of enough force.
If we get I don't know, like put a sledge under it.
Red bursts open the door, running out. We're not leaving this island.
I mean,
Okay,
Whatever.
go on.
No, I mean, we're not done investigating this place. There was traces of vampirism in the snails.
Called it! I called it! I did it, me! Eloy had the best idea first.
all right, but there's still only one moon.
Fine, you get one victory.
Polify looks to you. No, there's actually 3.
That's funny.
He's really set in his ways. When he believes something, it doesn't matter the evidence.
She gives off another chuckle, but again, it's a loud seagull laugh.
And you believe in 3 moons too.
I'm just saying. I'm saying it's possible. I won't deny that there's 3 moons. I just haven't seen all 3, so you know.
Well, of course you haven't. We're in the equator of the entire world. We're in the equator of the entire ocean.
With my 3 in history or nature equator, I barely know her.
She thinks it's funny.
I got one. If we use your services, will we be appraising your appraising?
She lets out the biggest laugh. Everyone's just like, stop!
You can have that one
Dear
for
Lord,
free.
It's like my nightmares.
Well, all right. Red seems pretty steadfast in us not going anywhere. So, if you want to stick with us, I'm afraid we're going to be landlocked for a little bit. If you want to fly home, though, you're
Oh
free
no,
to do so, I guess.
If you wouldn't mind, I kind of would just like to maybe even stay on the deck of your ship for a little bit, just you know, so I can not sleep in an uncomfortable upside down, almost hangman noose sort of way.
Yeah, if only somebody didn't leave you up there like that. I slowly turned to Ezra.
Risk looks
Ezra,
to you.
completely unaware of any wrongdoing on his
I'm
part.
gonna roll for Risk to read your face.
You did what, Mr. Ezra? That's not cool.
I asked if she needed immediate help. She said no, and I said okay.
You've disappointed Risp.
I don't see what the problem is.
It's okay. I'm always used to being left hanging.
Oh, please stop. Please. Love of God.
Look, when I traded off, I said, we've got company. I thought I was being clear.
Ezra, if her sisters are like her, we may have just found the best audience ever.
All right,
Very
so
possible.
now you all may roll a perception check to see what the fuck is happening outside the realm of this entire fucking, like, mist.
All right, Wake climbs all the way up to the top of the crow's nest because he got another nat 20. Jesus,
Damn.
this is crazy tonight.
I got a 21. But because it was modified, it's still worse than your 20.
I got a rock. Actually, I got a 10.
Well, you don't need to, like, look that far. Like, this island is really, really small. It's like a stretch of an archipelago. There are many other small little, like, sandbars and islands off to the distance. However, you notice that there are small shipwrecks of various, like, forms and sizes. But there's a really, really big one that looks like the entire back end of a whole ship was capsized and is now, like, completely vertically straight up going into the earth. It almost looks like the ship was put into the earth. It's not even broken. It almost looks like the whole thing was just plunged into sand.
Hey, guys, I see some Yeldon food. Like, lots of it.
Scrung looks around. Well, if nothing else, we can do some scavenging.
Yeah? This place seems to be a last stop for a couple boats.
Although if I were to make a guess, I'd say some of our best clues are going to come from that big one over there, just shoved in the middle of the island.
Yeah,
somehow.
everything else you're looking at right now, like, you can, like, even just walking past them, you can see, like, oh, this was, like, the corner of one ship. There's nothing here. There's a couple of barrels over here. Like, nothing kind of super interesting. The only one that looks really interesting is the one that's completely vertically going up.
Red, you said that there was trace vampirism in these snails. Do we have any indication that they actually, like, that this island might have something to do with that? Or is it just, are we just guessing on that based on us seeing the mist come this way?
The mist came this way. Something that Wake said kind of really got me thinking.
Okay.
I've only ever heard whispers of stories that vampires can travel through mist or through shape of wolf or bat. You know, the stuff we normally tell children to keep them afraid of vampires.
And Wake, when did you first see this mist?
I was hovering over Nedra, you know, the night, well, I guess last night when we found all the slugs on board.
All right. Well, before we do anything, Red, if there's any tests for vampirism you could do, I would appreciate if you did them eventually on all of us, but particularly on Nedra first. I would say she's a express
That's why I
case.
asked. That's why I asked her to be the first test subject.
And did you see anything?
She did have it, but we cleansed it.
Okay, great.
Vampirism normally never really completely forms unless it's not attended to for 3 days.
Okay. And since we all took anti-venom, we should be in the
Elder
clear,
Scrolls rules.
theoretically. It's a system that works.
Hey.
But since we took the anti-venom, should we be okay? Or was that
We
strictly
should.
for... Okay.
No, it was the very early symptoms.
Ah, gotcha.
It's normally, before it becomes any... The way vampirism works is that before it makes you a vampire or has any trace of magical essence to it, it needs to actually be introduced into the bloodstream first. The bloods... She, like, looks around. She's like, oh, yeah, that's right. No one here cares, and we're not part of the Navy because this is science talk. The white blood cells in one's body becomes this weird amalgamation of necrotic energy. When they're completely transformed within the 3 days, then they explode and become essences of this necrotic energy, thus replacing the white blood cells and making the person a vampire.
So that's why it's red.
My 3, I think, in medical. Oh, 4 in medicine.
You're 4 in medicine.
He's not going to say anything because Red clearly seems like she's an authority, but he's like, I've never seen white blood before. That's weird.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's red. She explained why. It's because vampires.
Oh, that's right. You silly lot don't know what a microscope is.
Sure.
We can make up words too, Wake. We don't have to feel too bad.
Yeah.
Scrung just like pats her on the side, like, it's okay.
Well,
So does Golfer. He's just like, oh my fucking god.
Well, I've got a mongrel phone and a plantain.
Now I'm just hungry for Cuban food.
Ditto, actually.
All right. I say we go and survey some of these hunks of ship.
Wait!
Yes, Grammy?
She appears right next to Polfy.
Oh, that's Grammy. She'll do that. It's never, you never get used to it.
Also, this is Polify. She is not food,
Yes.
as far as I'm aware.
Damn it. She pulls a hatchet and puts it behind her.
Aren't you all gonna eat something first before your
Oh my god,
adventure?
thank you!
Yes, please.
Sounds good enough.
Waves
To me.
jumps off the crow's nest again. Because I guess he's addicted.
Mary pops
Rushes-
his way
yeah.
down.
We.
Yeah, basically he just kind of like holds onto the mast. Yeah, slows his fall with it. Runs to the galley.
You hear running around at the speed of sound slowly in slow-mo.
Look over at Polify. You hungry at all?
I haven't eaten anything in days, sure.
All right.
Then
Well,
Onslow comes up on the ship.
don't worry. He's, well, I'm not going to say harmless, but if you don't get in his way, he shouldn't do anything to you.
You said you were a circus act?
Something like that. We're still kind of figuring out everybody's roles. We had lofty ideas of a talent show, but I didn't realize how much time and effort that was going to take up. So, we're kind of just figuring things out as we go.
Okay, I guess I could eat something.
All right, well,
Excellent. You look all feathers. You need meat on them bones.
hey, look, I'm just going to warn you right now. Grammy's food is delicious.
What'd you roll?
I was going to roll a persuasion, basically. Of just be like, hey, maybe you should be careful, but I got a 2, so I'm just going to go with, it's great.
She looks like Grammy looks directly at you with her one walleye.
It's what?
And you said delicious.
It's delicious.
Although 2 with your double proficiency is still pretty good.
I don't have it on persuasion. I have it on
Oh.
deception.
Alrighty,
So
Grammy.
it's a 9, so it's not bad. But
Grammy ushers out to everyone what looks like a grapefruit.
That's different than usual.
Has the little cuts in it. Like one side of it has the whole grapefruit, while the other of it has like the little scoops that come out. Like when you take a spoon and you pull the one like rind of the grapefruit out, so it's kind of like having that. Though the one other half that has the grapefruit that was pulled out, there's something else underneath it.
All right. Wake digs in.
Hands you a spoon. Oh, you eat the whole thing, skin and all?
Yes.
All right, roll a con save.
All right, let's go Wake.
Ezra eats with a spoon, but he does eat. He's basically made up his lot in life is either to live or die by this food. And
It's my 4th one of the night. That's a nat 20. This dice is insane.
Dice is suspect, if anything.
It is. Like, honestly, this was a gift from my DM on my wedding day. I am not going to say that it's baked, but I'm not going to say that it's not.
What'd you roll?
Constitution?
Yes.
14.
Okay.
16.
16. It just
Still the lowest
tastes
of the
like a
gang.
grapefruit, and then underneath it, it almost had like a weird syrupy taste, almost like there was some kind of cake underneath it that also went with it.
It's really sweet.
Grammy, this is great.
Yeah, you want to guess the secret ingredient?
Tries to taste the
This one
cakiness.
very well might have been love. I am going to be honest. This one might have actually been love.
Roll survival check, everyone.
All right. I'll use the non-baked dice.
Hey, I got you covered. Nat 20.
There you go.
12
my
for me.
survival is a 19.
Or 13.
She gave you this really, really strangely large grapefruit, but inside of it is a cookie filling, almost like a Dunkaroo, with syrup on the side of it.
How did she manage?
But
what was it?
But the syrup almost has this weird metallic taste at first, but then it like transforms with the juices of the grapefruit.
Grammy is a master of umami.
You kind of think that there's some kind of insect at play here, jelly-wise or nectar-wise. And based on that nat 20, this must have been some really fucking big bees to put this kind of syrup in here. But that metallic taste, it almost tastes like blood.
So probably actually had the bees. Blood honey. Honey blood.
She was definitely not going to use the snails.
Is it okay?
A question for later. We're waiting on the secret ingredient.
I'm gonna guess some kind of magical bees. They're
You're right.
oh
I crushed bees and put them in the juice.
it's just straight up crushed bees. All right.
Yes, I killed the queen of a dire beehive.
You're a genius, Grammy.
So you rid the world of a dire beehive and you fed us well. I love you, Grammy.
Classic breakfast treat. Bees in a bonnet.
Everyone gets a +2 to con saves.
Hey.
And 10 temporary HP.
Wow.
All right, so
Now that the secret ingredient is done. Oh, that's right. I could have used the fairy dragon as the secret ingredient.
That reminds me. It was looking in rough condition the last time I saw
he
it.
just lost a lot of blood. Red looks to you. I don't really know how to reproduce or what makes a substitute for fairy blood.
I have an idea. I grab my jug, make some honey.
Let's just feed him. He needs food.
I mean, I suppose we haven't fed him yet.
He needs to eat.
Yet is so.
Dump the alchemy jug of honey, even though we've got barrels of it. It seemed to really like this specific honey, so just basically poured the contents out and just left it by it.
Yet is well, you put it by Yet.
Yeah.
Yet is completely covered in bandages at this point. He's got I can't say he has a fucking IV strapped to him because that's goofy. That's fucking goofy as shit. I'm gonna put Yet in an iron lung.
I'm just gonna walk up and pet him behind the neck. Just
It's okay, boy. You'll be all right.
Thanks for pets. He's fine.
You're welcome.
He's fucking fine.
Have some honey.
Apart from the fact that he looks like he was like shot with the world's tiniest firing like range, like someone like riddled him with BB guns. He's fine.
Yeah, eat up all the honey. You need your strength.
You watch as he starts eating it, like where the welt or like where the hole was, where the barb was.
just kind of leaks out.
Bubble.
Just a bubble of honey.
No, just a bubble of flesh kind of just like welts over where the hole was.
Oh, there we go.
Pops. Confetti.
Oh.
And the flesh is fine.
Man, even your recovery process is fun.
You're so much.
What a charming creature.
You are so much better than that stupid dog.
Don't you talk about him like that!
She takes the bowl and throws it on at you.
According to my Fey ancestry, I have advantage on being charmed with magic, but boy howdy is this charming as all hell.
All right. Well, we should figure out who's gonna strip the island of boats and which of us are going to head to that bigger boat.
For the sake of clarity, I'm gonna force you guys to only take one character with you.
All right.
Well, they.
Our gang is.
You know what?
have-
Fuck it, 2.
I'm fine with 1. I was going to say they are. On one hand, they're incredibly interested in Nedra. On the other hand, Red seems to know the most about this stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm voting either of them.
Yeah. My thought is if we're stripping boats or going to like just investigate places.
Like I trust Golfer to strip boats on the beach.
I
That's
will
a good point.
I will say 2 then. 2 characters you can take with you.
Then I vote Nedra and Red.
And red. That's makes sense to me. And good, we got Golfer and Onslow can also provide muscle for just tearing things down.
Yeah, just anybody who's not going with us will either be watching the boat or tearing shit down on the beach to feed Yeldon.
Okay. So you're taking Nedra and Red?
That's
Yes.
my vote. If everybody else is with that.
I agree.
All right, one quick second.
Unless any of the other teammates are like dying to go with us.
Well, that was your choice. I didn't think we'd get this fast in. Sorry.
Oh no!
Oh, no worries.
So I'll hand these guys off to you. And I don't know what happened to that centaur dude.
Do you have it?
Oh.
Oh, you have your centaur boy?
Yeah.
All right. So.
A map is growing in front of us.
We're seeing the world form. It takes shape. Man,
That's the
spoopy vampire slugs.
All the way over there?
Yep.
All right, so.
I'm going to say this. Each square is considered 10 feet.
Okay, so this is just an over map.
Yep.
Okay, so basically what we have in front of... describe what we see as we exit the Yeldon.
As you exit the Yeldon, you're seeing that you're on a moderately big island. You're heading... It's pretty much a giant loop around of beach, but when you go inside, there's a bit of, like, forest, so there's a couple of tropical birds flying around. There's visible scorpions kind of just, like, skittering across. There's a couple of iguanas hanging on trees, and... The plant life here is a lot of palm trees, a couple of looping vines across the top making a small canopy, and the floor is lush with spiny shrubbery.
Okay. Well, there seems to be a lot of life here. Now, Red, with the legends of vampirism I've heard, things can't be out like in broad daylight, or that's like real bad for them. Is that
No, of
true?
course not. That'd be silly. They would die instantly.
Okay, so seems pretty safe to say that if these things have any vampirism in them, since we had such a heavy fog here.
They would be hiding in shade, or the moment they touch sunlight, they would be incinerated.
All right.
Makes sense to me. This in front of us, is this like a pool of water, or is that a rock?
That's a rock.
Okay.
The, like the thing in all this, like the circles that I wrote down, like all that's land.
Okay.
So is this like kind of blank in between areas?
Yeah, that's
water?
the ocean.
Okay.
All right. Well, climb up on top of the land here and get ourselves moving towards the
You
boat,
head
I
inside.
suppose.
You head inside.
Yeah, we
the,
start heading inland.
All right, everyone, roll me a quick perception check as you walk towards the middle of the island.
13.
Same.
We're on an island?
That one. Natural wonders. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
None of those were high enough for what Zito wanted to reveal, but we live
Nope.
with the rolls.
you'll walk through the shrubbery. Eloy's having quite the difficult time, kind of like trying to avoid the sharp, spiky plants that are on the floor, but he's kind of not. Also, he's kind of snagged in one that almost looks like tiny little tendrils filled with dew attached to his arm.
You got to be careful where you're walking, Eloy. Like these plants, they're sticky, I guess. Yeah.
The more you struggle, the more the little tendrils try to climb towards your arm.
All right.
I take.
I take a knife and I just cut the one that's on him.
Okay, well, it begins to bleed profusely on you, like that gooey substance that was on his arm. It's starting to burn very, very badly.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll real quick.
that's probably not good.
This. Can we find an island where everything doesn't want to kill us one of these days?
That was 2 points of acid damage on your arm. You broke him free, but now you're kind of aware that some of the plant life here, how you say, kind of sucks.
All right.
Hey, Ezra,
Yeah?
you kind of turn your head to one side and you're looking at a... You're not inside of it, I'm telling you this right now,
Okay.
but you're looking in front of you at a giant 2-leaf petal with little bristles kind of sticking out of it. It almost looks like the end of it is made of teeth. Roll knowledge nature.
I've seen Jumanji.
I haven't. It hasn't come out yet in my universe.
You have no idea what this is, but it looks like a plant had a rib cage.
Huh. Guys, this is a pretty imposing flower, don't you think?
There is a bunch of these things all over the place. Some in various sizes, some as big as your pinky, some as big as you.
Yeah, these things don't look that friendly.
I don't know anything about them, but I would suggest keeping a safe distance.
You say that as Wake notices that there is a decomposed corpse underneath one of them that looks like it has shiny things on its hand.
Well, I think it eats people. Hey, Red, are there like vampire plants?
Plant pyres?
That
Vamp
sounds ridiculous.
planters? I don't know. It's eating that guy. I point at the corpse with the shinies.
The plant's not a vampire, Wake. Let me see if she knows.
Clearly it's eating
With
his,
a nat 1, she absolutely does not know what the fuck is happening here.
Look, clearly it's eating his nutrients. And unless you know better, I say it's a plant pyre.
God damn it.
All right, we're going to keep a distance, but I have to try something. With my grappling hook gun, I launch it at the corpse to try and basically get something on it to pull it in.
All right, you shoot on the corpse.
Yes, all right, is it, that's a dex, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to stop rolling this dice. 7.
Yep. Yeah. No. You don't shoot. You don't shoot the plant. This is the first time you ever fired this gun after the one fiasco.
Yeah. After my,
After your
ba-
multiple
Let me
misses
get
in the
this.
test.
You shoot it, and it falls into what looks like a barrel-sized plant. That it enters in through a small hole and lets a liquidy plunge noise.
All right, I start pulling back the chain.
Why don't you just use the... Okay.
Don't ask.
All right.
I had to try.
You pull the chain back?
Yes.
All right, the chain comes back to you. It is covered in that same sweet-smelling liquid that was on Eloy's arm, and you can see the steam rising from it,
Oh,
giving
no.
off the sizzle.
It's
It's not corroding.
Okay.
It's not corroding. Your thing is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, your thing's made of magic.
All right. Just don't touch that part with my hands.
All right. Well, I'm not a particularly greedy person, but anybody else want those shinies?
I'm curious what those shinies are.
Red is looking right. I mean, not Red. Nedra is looking straight at the giant one you were looking at.
Nedra, please don't try to punch these things. I don't know how they'll react.
I want to boop the plant.
No, we should probably not.
I want to boop it. It'd just be a single boop.
I'm gonna
Could you
try.
please talk to your student?
One sec. I'm concentrating.
I'm sorry for that dumb reference. For anyone who got that.
Wake's gonna try to throw his harpoon basically at the corpse under the plant.
Okay.
It's just a dex attack roll, or just a dex check.
Just a dex check.
All right, that'd be a 24 then.
Your harpoon aims true.
All right, just gonna pull it back.
I'm gonna roll to see if the thing actually you hook anything.
It's a spear meant for spear fishing.
It's a spear meant for spearfishing. You pull the corpse back.
Yeah,
It's
come on, corpsey.
it's so much of the corpse is like there's like a little bit of layer of skin left, but it's all dried and decomposed that like it almost can be ash. However, it's more bone than that. You pull the upper torso back, but the hand remains under the plant.
Oh, you fucking kidding me? Well, I tossed the corpse away. Anybody want this?
Red just like, don't. Gonna roll that corpse. Breaks apart. We could have used that as a clue.
I mean, it still exists.
Speaking
I
of,
bet the real clue is that shiny.
speaking of which, now that it's not attached to a big heavy body, do you think you could mage hand that thing over to here, Red?
Yeah.
I suppose so. We just didn't know what the nature of these plants were. I don't know what these things are. They're kind of creepy.
Well, they seem to eat. Well, the plant pyres seem to eat people.
I don't sense any vamp. Oh, fuck it.
I don't either.
She mage hands the hand over. She pulls it over, and there's what looks like the picture, a really cartoonish looking depiction of this weird, like almost goblin-esque creature with a giant gaping mouth with razor sharp teeth open, and then it has pointed, jagged ears and a crossbones on its head, and it's on a ring. It's on a red signet ring.
Huh.
Does it look anything like the ring that the red cap had?
Do you have it with you?
No, it was the
we're-
one that it's the one that Scrung has been looking for.
Oh, that would be an intelligence check
All right.
with disadvantage because you kind of don't know what that thing looks like.
11.
You have no idea.
I mean, it
You
looks
saw
goblin-y. Maybe
you
stronger.
saw the ring on Scrung. His ring is way more regal than this. This looks like a child wore it.
I mean, Scrung might know. I mean, it does look goblin-y.
To try and guess what this would be, it would be a history check.
I'll give it a shot. 9.
9.
Is this still disadvantage or just normal?
No, just normal.
All right, 14.
Also 14.
14. Think back to Pistachio. Think back.
sad.
Think back to the bounty board. Think back at one of the
Hey,
kids'
it's one of those
pictures.
gremlin things.
The Rumblood boys?
Yeah, there was an icon of the Rumbloods on the bounty board, and it went with the children.
Huh. Well, I think we found a Rumblood not so much kid.
Like a treasure hunt, like maybe someone who was chasing them.
Red
or
is
maybe
going.
someone who grew up and wasn't allowed to stay with them.
Oh.
Red's
Exile from Neverland.
Red's going to attempt to try and see like what the body's physiology looks like. It's not something that doesn't like it is humanoid. It's not a child by any stretch of the imagination. This is an adult. This is an adult male human.
Okay. Huh. Well, even people who are children have to grow up at some point, I guess. Maybe they do have like an age cutoff. Get out of here, we're gonna throw you to these plants. Speaking of, I have 3 days worth of rations with me. Would that have like any like meat in it or anything?
It would have dry jerky in it.
It'd have
Yes.
dry jerky? All right. I throw a piece of that at like one of the farther away plants, not one that's like immediately next to us,
Roll a dex.
but just to throw that in there. 16.
16. You throw it into one of the ribcage looking plants as it kind of lands in the center, but then it starts to trickle down. Nothing's really happening until finally it reaches one of the longer whiskers on the inside. snap shut.
All right. Kind of figured this with their design. Don't touch inside. It's bad news.
All right. So we won't do that. And we want to go that way. How many of them are in the path that we're trying to tread?
The path you're trying to tread, like, this whole entire place is just full of them. There's, like I said, all shapes of various different sizes. There's not only, like, of course I'm going to have to just describe it since it's theater of the mind for the podcast.
Right.
You're looking at pitcher plants, the sundews, and Venus flytraps, and they're all kind of just, like, in this general vicinity. Some of them are big, some of them are small. Walking through here is going to be difficult terrain, and you might take damage without looking where you're going or with some bad rolls.
All right. Well, be careful, because this is the way we got to go.
Which island are you going to, by the way?
We're heading to the one with the big old boat, the one straight across this little ravine here.
That's all water, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem for me, really.
No, that's fine. So, everyone, so if you're going to try and get past here, roll me a stealth check.
Stealthity stealth.
Time to roll for Nedra.
26.
Ah, okay. Ha. Oh, that sucks. Oh, and red too. Never mind. What did you get?
26.
Modified 20.
11.
Everyone except you two is getting hit by this shit.
I'm so sneaky.
Don't touch the plant. Don't touch the plant.
I am the shadows.
And then there's Nedra going.
La 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 la.
There's a Venus flytrap over her head.
It's just punching yourself in the face trying to...
Oh no, she's just like.
Well, I'll cut her free.
Follow my voice, Netra.
You guys are unfortunately going to be taking a chunk of damage.
All right.
Trying to traverse through all those poisonous plants, you are unfortunately going to be taking 12 points of acid damage. You finally reach the edge of the woods. You are now on the beach, looking out to the side. You are looking at what looks like a galleon that was facing straight up.
So something relatively the size of Yeldon.
No, bigger than the Yeldon.
Oh, wow.
You're looking at a warship. Something that's akin to a Vorpal.
How'd it get this far inland?
Looks like somebody threw it like a dart.
Was it Mr. Gore?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he got really pissed at a boat.
As of right now, he's the only one I think we've personally met who would be capable of such a feat.
You see off in the distance. Everyone roll me a quick perception check.
Or do we?
I don't think
Or do we? 8.
13.
22.
You notice that there is a flag off the top of the galleon. It looks like what was on the signet ring.
See that?
Oh, yeah. The rum blood thing.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, I guess whoever was looking for him
Maybe Lieutenant Gore did throw it like
threw
a
him over
dart.
here.
There are a couple of islands that are full of bloaterfish to the front of you.
Oh my god, we could have so much fun here. But nope, business, Wake, business.
Not a field day.
Yet.
You say that as you're all about to decide which island to go to. Before you, one of the bloaterfish decides to waddle on up to the side of the sidebar of sand it's on, looks into the water, lets out a small scream as you watch as protruding jaws kind of suction out, grab it, and sink it in.
Oh, boy.
Knowledge, nature. 5.
Any of your water friends you know, Wake?
Jesus fuck, what was that?
All right. Answers that question. Well,
Nope, no one here fucking knows it either, Captain. They're actually all coming out. Like, you two saw it. Everyone else is kind of like walking out of the forest at this point.
something grabbed at a bloaterfish from under the water and pulled it in. Looked real scary. With teeth. This wasn't like a tentacle that reached out. This was just a
Jaws
mouth.
went out. Like from the mouth. I don't like it.
Well, then Red looks at you. Well, we could try to get across and deal with this, or we could just go around the other way and go where there's more inland water, where the water's shallow.
Well, it's a wild animal, and you know what? Enough noise might just scare it away.
Do we know what it is, though, is the question. Should we try
Other than nightmarish.
Can I? What's the visibility in the water from where we are?
Like I said, each square is 10 feet, so in front of you, you can see, like, the sand kind of, like, go out a little bit, but then, like, after that, it's just deep ocean.
Okay, but so we're not like in Caribbean crystal clear waters then.
A little bit, yes. You can't, like, you pretty much are in Caribbean clear ocean.
Okay.
Okay, so the water's clear, it's far away. And maybe behind something.
I'm gonna try to see if I can spot just something moving around in the ocean.
Okay.
Anything that would have just fed would be moving. At least by my knowledge. Perception 13.
There's a bunch of really tropical There's a bunch of tropical fish swimming about.
Okay, so it doesn't eat just anything.
There are pretty big things around here. There's also, like, a couple of sunfish just, like, chilling out, swimming by. You do see a couple of sharks kind of, like, just swim by, but these are, like, small ones, like nurse sharks or something. Stuff that normally, like, unless antagonized, they would not attack someone like that.
All right. I might do something I might regret.
Wake starts taking off his boots unless somebody's gonna stop him.
Wake, you know water creatures better than anyone I know, so I'll leave it to your judgment.
True enough.
He takes off his boots, puts them in his pack,
All right. Be right back.
dives in the water.
There is a giant deep chasm that leads into, like, a small pocket
That's
that lurches like really, really far down. There you can see, like, it goes flat line, a little bit of a dip, cavern, and then the same way going up towards the destination you wish to go.
That's never a good sign.
So whatever it was, it came from inside
From
that
the
hole.
deep.
All right, hold on. You said each of these is 10 feet?
Yeah.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. How much foot of chain do you have?
120.
All right. Cautiously, I'm going to try to swim to the other shore.
Okay.
Okay, well, you get to 30 feet, and I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
this is a
Okay.
Brain fighting monster.
Psychic fish. 19.
What was that?
Just a slip of the fingers.
No, it's all right. You feel as if the water is getting colder. Like, excessively colder. Like, yeah, like, you feel like your bloodstream has all of a sudden just got this sensation of numbness. Like, you know that the land dwellers have this thing called winter, and holy fuck, it just hit you in the face.
Why is it so cold?
I start trying to swim a little quicker.
Roll me a constitution save.
But I get a +2 to this. Con save 2 + 2. 16.
All right. You're taking half damage of this.
Yay.
Your speed has been halved being in this water.
Yeah, that's fine. I haven't even made it a full round of movement yet.
Yeah. And
Half a round of movement gets me to the end, so I'm okay.
fuck. Half of 16, so that's 8 points of cold damage.
Okay.
You wish to swim out further?
I'm making it all the way to the end. I haven't even finished a full round of movement.
Okay.
I'm watching as this is
You're
happening.
watching bubbles start to form around him
Okay.
as something from below is obviously giving way.
Wake, be careful. Something's definitely there.
Oh, shit.
All right. What is your AC again?
18.
Whoops, sorry, it didn't actually. It fell on its side. Sorry. 18.
Yeah.
You watch as a pair of jaws lurch out, grab him from the midsection, and pull him under.
Oh, fuck me.
There is, from your perspective, you're looking at a slender blue tentacle that kind of like lurches up and is the jawline. So it's the jaw pushing you back down towards the bigger mouth.
Cool.
And when you look down, you're looking at what appears to be some kind of eyeless eel.
That's really good aim for something with no eyes.
Probably sense temperature change in water or some shit.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to basically use my spear to stab the shit out of this tentacle.
Well, first, let me go ahead and pull.
Yeah.
that
Go ahead.
damage.
Go ahead and give me jaw damage.
Yep. And
Should we be doing anything? Like looking over at Red. Like I trust him more in the water. Like he's usually the one who jumps in to save me when that happens to me, and I don't get the fish legs he does.
that is 14 points of damage.
Yeah. This thing's big. This thing's real big. This thing's.
I'm going to
not
push you back
fun.
in the direction where you actually are now.
All right. So he pulls me back.
Right here.
All right. He pulls me back halfway across the chasm because I
And
guess
you
that's where
are-
it is.
You are under 10 feet of water at this point.
Well,
do we-
that's fine.
Do
That
we-
part is okay.
Do we wish to initiate combat, or do we wish to initiate initiative, or do you want to try and take care of this yourself?
Of course, if they wish to jump in, I am not going to stop them. But yes, I am immediately going to attack.
All right, so everyone roll initiative, because at this point we can set up the list, and we'll do like I'll give you one turn to do something, but then we're gonna call it quits here.
You know what? Then why don't we just call it like? Why
Quits
don't we
here?
just call it here? Because that's a good a cliffhanger as any.
Yeah.
Me
All right.
getting dragged down to the abyss by a fucking kraken.
I'm keeping this initiative roll though. I'm calling it right now. 24.
All right.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll just write this down. Just give
All
me
right,
the numbers.
yeah. Initiative 21 for me,
9 for me.
and this will take place the week after next. Because Ben, you are on
Yep.
a.
I am going on vacation next week, so we got a nice little 2-week cliffhanger for
So
you.
we'll have like a
Actually-
little one shot or something next week.
Am I going on vacation the week after you?
Yes, you are.
Not the week after me.
Like the week after that.
yeah, we'll have a
Okay.
week back, and then the
Okay.
week after that, we've
All right.
got.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna have like a weird on-off
Yes,
week where we
okay.
do a couple of one shots in the interim.
Yep. So yeah, we'll have something special, new, different that Kieran's been cooking up for y'all next week.
Oh, I can't wait for this chapter already. This chapter's
It's
great.
starting off on a great spot, getting dragged under by teeth. That's
Vampire slugs, deep water creatures, Venus flytraps, some seagull
things with a
girl.
wisdom DC of over 19.
Some seagull girl where me just introducing myself is probably going to get loads of people thinking Ezra must be in love. So who's to see what's gonna happen?
No!
Ezra just left that seagull girl bound. I guess we have a new fetish.
No. No.
It was I was tired and I knew if I climbed I'd fall.
That's all there was to read into
Yep.
it.
Didn't want to embarrass yourself in front of the new girl. I get you.
Yep.
Damn it! No! He just didn't want to embarrass himself in front of anyone because that's what Ezra's up to. He doesn't
what Ezra's about.
He doesn't like being embarrassed unless it's on purpose.
I do not have my phone on me. I think I set it down somewhere. Did I set it over there? All right, cool. Yeah, because in order to get to the fan art segment of today, I need to. Yeah, kind of need the phone because it's what tells me who does what and what we're looking at.
Who done it?
Yeah, who done did it? Because we got some fan arts today, gents, and let me pull open Twitter so that we can all take a nice little gander at what
Also,
we have this week.
There is one other thing I should mention. Bracky made a bingo card list.
Oh, yeah,
for
he
us.
did.
Yeah.
And the first thing, he never expected to actually get crossed off, but it's the first one nonetheless. Grammy gets serious.
Grammy got serious.
She did seem very concerned when those slugs showed up, which, telltale, Ezra noticed that.
Yeah. All right. Well, starting off with a bitter farewell from Marvel Poison. Bye, bitch. A farewell to two ladies for now. Who knows? We might cross paths again. Wake certainly hopes so.
I like how I just realized I was the one with the ability to commune with the collective one or whatever, and I see land in the distance. Just what's that?
Yeah, I was just like, are you gonna use that ability yet? Fuck!
I don't get it.
All right, thank you so much, Marvel Poison. Next up by Artsy Joe 94. We got a
nice.
flash from the past. Wake meeting Nedra for the first time as everybody's gambling, and Wake gets that final blow to the side of her Goliath face and just screams to the heavens.
Man, could you imagine if Nedra was a Goliath instead of a tiefling?
Yeah.
I considered it. That was Beta Nedra. She almost was a Goliath.
Wow.
But through some insane rolls, I'm guessing, Wake won that one.
Yeah. No, like, by all accounts, you should have lost that one.
Yeah, no, I used every single skill I had to make sure she rolled with disadvantage when attacking me.
But and that helped you. That super helped.
No, I would have lost like round 3 if I didn't do that. I had to use every single one of my key points to make sure she missed. But thank you so much, Artsy Joe. Said this is their first time posting fan art. I can't wait for more.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's great.
Next up by Ruben N. Ruiz Jr. Love the use of color here. This is the one I'm calling Wake's happy ending. Just, this is Wake's best ending, best timeline. This is where Wake ends up. And he doesn't know why, but he definitely wants Eloy, Scrung, and Ezra to be there for some reason.
Doing the Disney kiss the girl thing.
Seems that way.
Just something needs to.
Yeah, this is just totally normal in a centaur herd. I don't know what y'all's damage
I'm gonna play
is.
music to it.
Yeah.
The Popeye theme starts playing in the background.
Back home, nobody had ever thought of playing music while you fucked until me.
Oh my god.
I was a pioneer.
Thank you, Ruben N. Ruiz Jr. Next up by Slashy Slimy, we have The Origin of Cleopatra.
Oh.
Hey.
It's very Griffith Kafka-esque in this to me. Like, that was the first thing I thought. But I love it. He finds her as a kitten, and she's like, yeah, I remember. And that's why she owes him her life.
And that's why she hates it, apparently. Look at her face.
Maybe she's looking at the natural wonders, though, and like...
In
like-
rage.
Like, she's just like, you're the ones who are trying to stop his great ambition.
Yeah.
I will destroy you.
And then the fucking turn heel, like at the end of like the 2011 He-Man, that she ends up becoming like the new Skeletor, and
real
Skeletor
villain.
bites the dust.
Yep. All right, next up by Bangarang Iliko, we have Wake on his mind trip.
I can see all the colors.
His little fish eyes weren't ready.
Yeah, a single hit'll do you. Especially when you're purposely failing your rolls. Speaking of hits, Sage Green Cat has this lovely hit for us up next. Yeah. Yeah, it.
Don't confuse the effect with the creature.
Yeah, don't confuse
It's
the drug
the drug.
with the it.
It's the source.
What is it?
He is a special boy, and we're all glad he's here.
Yeah, he's a fantastic little mascot for the Natural Wonders. Thank you so much, Sage Green Cat.
My son.
Yeah, we love him.
Beloved.
Next up by MFS Arts, we got another blast from the past. This is Saturday Morning Carble. The Mecha
Carbotron.
Goliath, yeah.
He would be Kid Grant's favorite character, probably.
Probably.
That design is exactly what child me was into.
Good old.
Big hulky person with wings.
The guy whose like spinal cord is like a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, big old hulky Carble there, ready to save everybody from a
From a Wendigo.
Wendigo deer undead barrage. I don't know. I can
just
even
yell at
picture
it.
like
The
opens his
Mega Go.
mouth.
The Mega Go. Did we ever have a Natural Wonders version of the Wendigo? Because then, like, it would be something
like a
stupid,
Saturday
like
morning.
the Super Go or something, the Hyper Go.
The Wendigo-Go.
The Wendigo-Go. That's it. That's
When do
fucking
you
it.
come from? Wendigo.
The Wendigo-Go.
Comes in dancing.
Thank you so much, MFS Arts. Next up by All For One. That's FOOR. We got a little bit of spider weight going here. I know it's kind of hard to read here from the table, but here, go ahead.
First you lick the dragon, and now the spider juice? I'm gonna think no one ever told you not to put random junk in your mouth.
It's worked out fine so far. And then Eloy just thinking spider plus fish equals what?
I mean, there are spider crabs.
There are. Thank you so much, all for one.
Well,
I love it.
Technically, spiders are crabs, and vice versa.
Kinda, sorta. I don't know. They're definitely.
Is it? Wait,
They definitely have exoskeletons.
No, I'm thinking that wrong. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Wow, good science, Chris. That's a monster. No, fuck it. It's canon now. There are
horrific
ocean
monsters.
spiders. Fuck it.
All right. Next up by VG Kid 6, I believe. Yep. We have another stained glass look here. We got Eloy, Red, and Ziaka.
Yeah.
All casting some form of fire spells, it looks like. Because Eloy's got his fairy fire, and Ziaka's got a little fireball that you learned from Red. But I love this art style. Thank you so much, VG Kid 6.
It's real cool.
It's great stuff. Got to scroll down a little bit more for this next one.
I am always going to be impressed with people who can get away with like making something that doesn't have the proper like outline of a line art, like the black outlines.
Yeah.
People who can do that, I am super fucking impressed. You are some kind of art sorcerer.
I agree. Next up by Cookie Face 127, we have a little Natural Wonders totem. I love Wake's face. Just,
Losing balance. Oh, am I carrying the party again? Must be Tuesday.
And then there's Scaffy.
Ezra's just having fun and like, Scaffy, pose!
I like to imagine like my next order as captain is, and then cut to this. Yeah, group photo.
We have to get down there quickly and efficiently.
I
I have an idea.
Do you know what this feels like to me? This feels like a replace your OC meme here sort of deal with the crew.
Thank you so much. Next up by Ro So Hiryu, we got the Unnatural Wonders.
Our dark side.
Yeah, no, it's everybody as a robot.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, we're playing Iron Hearts then. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
kinda. Like Ezra looks a lot like the Riddler in this. I love it.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see from back here,
Yeah.
but there's like a lot of cool detail in this.
Yeah, no, we
Like Eloy has
we
the
looked at this
sound
one
bar on him.
Friday, I think. Yeah, the sound bar on Eloy I thought was a great touch.
Yeah.
Love that Nedra's like Optimus Prime in the background.
Just looming.
Yeah, I could not show that one off.
No, that one's great.
And is that the last one, or is there one more?
One more.
One more. What's the next one?
Ziaka.
Ziaka saying
Yeah.
goodbye.
You're my
Yeah, this
friend.
This is by Lil Onesies. Thanks. And she's giving you a big hug. Big old wraparound hug.
Thumbs up. We got it.
Thanks. Goodbye, Ziaka. You will be missed.
I'm sorry. I love that. That's her send off. Like it can't be like it got flowery at the end, but the
Yeah.
whole just like just face to the hand to the face.
She gave him a real hug at the very end.
Yeah, she figured it out eventually.
But she got it. Anyway, that's it for this week. For those of you that are going to Phoenix Fan Fest, you can find Ben and myself there.
Yes,
We'll
indeed.
be there.
along
We'll
with
have
Scott.
along with Kaiser. We'll have a few of the Natural Wonders flags there with us if you want to pick one up. We'll also have some merch, we'll be signing autographs, just saying hi and hosting panels. Hope to see those of you in the Phoenix area around. Other than that, we'll see you guys next week with whatever Kieran's planning at the table. Catch you around, guys.
Later.